time, gents. Have a great call and enjoy this.
And you too. Have a good call over there, over with the A-grade netball, because it will be a really good game of netball over there.
What a day we've got.
Oh, sensational,
Crowd's
mate.
massive, especially up on the hill. Heaps of people over at the netball. It's just terrific.
I was out there before and the people were sort of saying, they'll all be in, but I reckon it has built up in the last 10 minutes, probably twofold. It is massive crowd down around the bottom end of the goals, and there is people everywhere. So looking forward to what should be an absolute sensational grand final.
Let's get things underway. In the under-18s, Gisborne defeated Golden Square, Gisborne Premiers. In the reserves, Sandhurst Premiers over Eaglehawk. Golden Square versus Sandhurst. In the grand final, in the seniors, Footy Fresh is Bendigo grand final football live. To take the first bounce is Brian Mansbridge.
Well, we have the two ruckmen who have gone head-to-head most of the season in the middle. Matty Compston for the Golden Square side. Hamish Hoskin. Well, you've got Toma, you've got James Coughlin, you've got Sam Conforti, Hartley, Geary. They're all in the middle. The umpire holds the ball aloft. 2023 is about to get underway here at the QEO. Who will win the first tap? Hoskin got it down. Geary got the first kick. Little one out towards half forward. Bouncing ball straight over the top of the heads. Going back, looking forward. Inside forward 50. Strosh. One-on-one contest. Good work. Knocking it over the ground. Boundary line. Freckleton there. And it'll be a throw in deep into the forward pocket down at the far end.
An interesting first move for the day. Bryce Curnow full forward being picked up by Jaden Burke.
The Dogs are in attack here. Barnard Street end. Big crowd in attendance. Umpire will throw it in. We're only 15 metres around from goal. Golden Square looking to get the first one on the board. Hosking grabs it out of the air. How many times is he going to do that? He gave it up and he gave it to Barrett of the Dogs. It goes goalward and will be a saving mark on the line. In fact, it is the first score of the grand final. One behind, Golden Square lead. Sandhurst yet to score. Footy Fresh as Bendigo football finals live.
Well, it came out to half forward, right inside the boundary line. Conforti was there. Little one over the top. The Dragons will come forward. They sent it to half forward. One-on-one contest. Stagg was knocked away. Front and square was Geary for the Dogs. He goes back, gives it to Hickman. He bangs it on the boot, puts it inside. Wright, who has gone back. It came off the pack. Strosh, a little bouncing ball. Bouncing. Oh, it's just bounced the wrong side of the stick. Through for another minor score. Two behinds to the Dogs. And the Dragons yet to score. We've played just on a minute and a half in this first quarter of the 2023 grand final here at the QEO.
The kick will come in from fullback for the Dragons and it'll hit up Ireland, back pocket. Dragons looking to bring it down broadcast side. Hasn't got a lot on offer. Looks inboard. There's nothing. Then he decides to dump it to the wing. John Kozer in the middle of the pack but got caught out. Stagg picks up the footy, then taps it. In fact, he asked for a free kick. He tapped it boundary side and it'll go over for a throw-in. On centre wing, two behinds Golden Square. Sandhurst yet to score. Footy Fresh as Bendigo football finals live.
And at the other end of the ground, Tananelli's got the job on Joel Brett.
Ball thrown back in, centre wing, grandstand, off the pack and forward. He got the ball smothered by Hartley. He got a quick handball back by Coughlin, kick into the middle. Trelford was there, couldn't get the bouncing ball. Conforti picked it up with one, stepped inside, gave off the handball, looking to go inside. McLean, one-on-one. Curnow comes out, can he throw up? He can't. Knocks it out towards Maxted, can't get it there. Dogs got the defence. They work it around ground level. Ball towards the outside. Thrum over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Forward pocket, deep into attack at the city end of the QEO.
Oh, Curnow had a chance. Dropped it, probably one he would have ordinarily taken, only 20 metres out from goal. That would have been interesting, but he didn't. The opportunity is lost. Interesting, he's playing up forward. Umpire will throw it in. Compston got a shove from Hosking. Umpire let it go. Hickman dished it off by hand to the big ruckman in Compston. He goes beyond 50. Outer side. They're just fumbling a little bit of footy. Rough will go over the top now. They'll look to go goalward and end up with Paul Pratt. Go to the top of the square looking for Maxted. Good work. It was Monty who punched it for the Dogs from behind, and Collins will swoop on it from 49.
Comes in, looks, lowers the eyes, has a hit up target, and he got a mark there. Stagg, Nick that is, comes out and takes a mark 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Will go back and have a set shot on goal, the first one for the afternoon. Nick Stagg. Well, last week he kicked one from outside 50. You bloke said he couldn't make the distance last week. He will only kick from 30, so distance is not a problem. Accuracy the only problem as he comes in. Crosses the arc of 50. walks towards the goal. Concentration on. Not going to be a goal. He kicks it right across the face towards the boundary line. Touched over the line, out of bounds. Throw in deep into attack for the Dragons at the city end of the QEO.
Oh dear, that was nervous, Norm.
It was, and Golden Square caught napping there. There was 4 Sandhurst players that could have gone to. Went to the most experienced, and as Brian said, lowered his eyes nicely to get Nick Stagg, and that was Andy Collins.
Umpire will throw it in. Deep in the forward pocket. Scoreboard side. Scoreboard pocket. Umpire Baxter, he just blew the whistle. He had time on there for the moment. Now the umpire will throw it in. Up they'll go in the right. Compston taps it to his feet. Contested ball. Ground level. Gets tapped towards the boundary line. Good work, Threlful. Gave it to Coe by hand. Coe gives it to Thrum. Kicks it on his right foot, which is his wrong one. Goes a long way forward. Off the pack. Off hands. Tumbles towards the boundary line. They'll let it go over. Outer side wing. Swinging pool side. Ball in. 2-point margin. Dogs lead over the Dragons, who are yet to score. 5 minutes gone. Opening term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Grand Final Football Live.
Outer side. Centre wing. Umpire about to bring it back into play. Big crowd on the outer side. He throws it in. Compston and Hamish Hoskin. Hoskin gets the tap down. Hits his teammate. Then a quick handball out. Trelford can't get a hand on it. Driving towards the line there was Noah Walsh taking it over. And it will be another throw in, virtually in the same place on the outer side, pool side of the QEO. Slightly into the slightly attacking side of the centre wing for the Dogs. Kicking to the Barnard Street end. Ball thrown in again. The 2 ruckmen set themselves. Compston got himself in front, knocked it down. Walsh, Noah was first on to it, but he was tackled. And, he just dropped the ball. The umpire said Tommy Tomer will take the free kick for the Dogs on the outer side.
Time up. Short. Goes to Dogood of the Dogs. On the wing. Swimming pool side. Kicking to the Barnard Street end. Bathed in sunshine. Short pass forward is effective. Hits Tomer. Tomer halfway between the wing and right half forward. He now goes shallow inside forward 50. Good strong mark by Ruff. He was strong and he was brave. Looks to bring it broadcast side, but then he just changed his mind. Goes to the back door to Ireland by hand. Handball forward to Walsh. Walsh has stubbed his toe on the ground and only went 3 metres forward. Will it be a turnover? Strosh is there. Stagg did well. Picked it up by hand. Hurried kick now. Goes to the wing, but it's intercepted. Turnover to Jack Geary, who kicks it long.
Went down long. Going out. Oh, did he take the mark inside? That was Brett. Was it a mark? It was, and it's going to be paid. Right in front of the big crowd on the outer side changing rooms. Joel Brett takes the mark. Looks to play on. He'll go short. Lower his eyes. He does. Hits up his teammate in the outer side pocket. That'll be Strosh, who will go back and, should have the distance. He is probably only a couple of metres inside the boundary line. And he'll have to kick the ball from just on 50. So he's on a tight angle. A long way out. Deliberate set shot. Goes back. Comes in now. This will get the crowd up and roaring if he can kick it. He goes long towards the goal. It's on line. It's just gone straight through the middle. And Strosh gets the first one for the Dogs. They go to 1-2-8. They lead the Dragons yet to score on Footy Fresh, Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, not the first time Strosh has had the ball today. He's worked hard up and down the ground. Got it on the half-back flank before. Made his way back up, and it was good work by Joel Brett to spot him up in that swimming
free kick in the middle
pocket.
of the ground. It's going to be a straight away a free kick to the Dragons, who now play on.
So off far half back, here was a little bit of a blue there, and they didn't make the most of it. Monty, short passes to the wings, finds Freckleton. Freckleton, kick forward to half forward, poor kick. Good fist there by Alex Wharton. Gets in front and then puts it over the boundary line, left half forward, Golden Square in attack.
Yes, that was a poor start to start that first ball up of the game. It was Bryce Curnow that had the ball and usually would make a better fist of it.
Ball out of the rack there. Hoskin got the quick kick away, picked up there Nally. He couldn't get it out of the pack. Another scrubbing ball inside forward 50, one-on-one contest. Good work, though, by the man there in Barrett. He went inside, couldn't hit the target. Turnover. Now the Dragons are smothered off the boot. Now it's a turnover, picked up by Toma around the corner. There's another one to the Dogs. They get two. He gets his first of the afternoon. They go to 2-2-14. They lead the Dragons, yet to score. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, and that was a good charge down by Liam Barrett then. Kept the ball in the forward line. It bounced out to Toma, and Toma had made no mistake around the body, 30 metres out. Golden Square, they certainly looked the more keener of the two sides early in this game. They're looking to chase this ball down every opportunity.
Well, it's interesting though. At Sandhurst, they've had their opportunities. They've had it inside forward 50. It's the Dogs who have capitalised. Back in the middle, Hosking wins the tap. No clear winner through Sandhurst. In fact, it was a turnover. Strosh into the middle. He overran the football. Then Stagg. Little giver was okay to Walsh. Walsh a slinging tackle, but it wasn't dangerous. And eventually, umpire Vitoriti, just forward of centre, said, give it to me. Sandhurst marginally in attack. I'll ball up. 14 playing 0. It is the Dogs. 9 minutes gone, opening term.
Off the ruck, neither Ruckman got it, but then Compton picked it up, kicked it forward, ball bouncing, and it was over the back. Now Brett grabs hold of it. Dogs go into a side forward 50 again, long. It's going to be across the face and through for a minor score, and it will be another one to the Dogs. 2-3-15, 10 minutes gone this first quarter here at the Curio. It's Bendigo Grand Final Day 2023. And the Dogs have jumped out of the box with a quick and early lead.
Alex Wharton played on for the Dragons from the kick-in from fullback. Hosking collects. Handball was effective. Goes to Stagg. Stagg to half forward. Burke couldn't mark it for the Dogs. It's a turnover now. Jack Geary goes to Monty by hand. They'll work it through the middle nicely. Toma sweeping handball to right half forward. James getting involved and spots up Barrett, who offered a lead for the Dogs. And at 49 metres on a pretty tight angle. And actually, Toma's kick was harder than this one. Let's see what he does with the footy. Dogs, long now. It'll go to the top of the square. Didn't quite swing properly. Strosh labouring after the football. Hard up against the boundary. Will the Dragons emerge? Will they kill it or they dive on top of it? It's the latter. Umpire Vitoriti blows his whistle, crosses his arms. Give it to me. 15-point margin. Dogs lead. 11 gone. Opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Grand Final Live.
Ball off the pack, big punch inside forward 50 from the Dogs. They put it to the top of the square. Dragons got numbers. Noah Walsh gives it off and gives it to Stagg. It's been a call to throw. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to the Dogs again. And I think it might be Hickman, is it?
No, Joel Brett, I think, isn't it?
I'm not too sure. Let's watch who gets it. No, it's Morecambe, I think. Hamish Morecambe is going to get the free kick.
His two, yep.
He'll come back and he'll come in and have a set shot. Virtually directly in front, no real distance or angle. Hamish Morecambe, it's come off the side of the boot. He's let the Dragons off the hook. Through for a minor score, 2-4-16. And the Dragons yet to score. We've played 12 minutes first quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Curnow kicks in from fullback for the Dragons. He's gone down back now. They've pulled the trigger. Good kick. He goes to the outer side. Dragons, there's Will Robinson inside. There's danger. Dogs look good. Short pass. Oh, it's okay. Paul Pratt receives on half-back for the Dragons. Just weighs up his options. Swimming pool side is his preferred target. He goes there. Kicks it long and high to a pack. Burke, good mark for the Dogs. Turnover, and he's marked it on centre wing.
Burke looks across the ground. Has Thrum just outside defensive 50, heads back to there. He'll now look through that trusty left foot through the middle of the ground, finds Captain Jack Geary. Geary takes the mark. He looks on to the outer side, grandstand side. He looks for Vass, couldn't quite get it there. Freckleton was there, going in and hard was the Dragons player and put his head over the ball.
Gets a free for a high tackle.
He will get a free kick for a high tackle, Lee Coughlin, and he'll play on quickly.
Sweeps it wide. I'll work it through rough short pass, wasn't really effective, made Paul Pratt work for it. He picks it up, he's strong in the hips and the body, keeps his feet and then steps over the boundary line.
Golden Square's pressure's been great early in this first quarter. They're up a notch more than what Sandhurst are and make it very hard for the Sandhurst players.
Broadcast side, halfway between centre wing and left half forward to the Barnard Street end. Dogs in attack. It'll be Hosking for the Dragons in the ruck against Compton. Compton front position. Got muscled there by Hosking. Doesn't need to get in a contest like that with him. Needs to work off him, as we'll have a stoppage. Haven't moved far, really. Still left half forward. Dogs in attack. Ball up, 16-point margin. Dogs lead over the Dragons. Almost midway through this opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Grand Final Football Live.
Ball in the air. Hoskin wins it down. Who should be first there? Barrett's there. Ballot just tapping it along. Trying to get out there was Hartley. Couldn't quite get it. Got a kick inside. Bouncing ball. Went over Curno's head. Dogs got numbers. Freckleton there. Ball eventually worked over the line there by Morecambe, and it will be a throw-in about 35 around from the Dogs' goals. At the 14.5-minute mark here, it is 16 plays 0. The Dragons yet to score. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Hosking. Compson tried to muscle him, and then bursting through the plaque was Barrett. Couldn't find space. Smith getting involved for the Dragons. Picked up nicely by Stewart. Goes goalward. But a saving mark on the goal line by Bryce Curnow. Wearing the long sleeve jumper. I love it. I don't care if it was 40 degrees, Brian.
Yeah, just like Kieran Nile of the old times. He would never, ever, ever wear it. Had to be about 45 in the shade for him to whack on the short sleeves as the Dragons take a mark. Deep in the back half, Nick Stagg bangs it on the boot, pulls it to grandstand side. Big fly coming across there was right, was it?
Maxted.
No, Maxted. It is. He takes the mark. Now goes long, turning, going up there. Good work, Nelly. Going back. Oh, Day Wicks, I should say. Yep, good mark. Going back with the flight, takes the mark. Now turns on that left boot, goes inside forward 50. First forte forward. Big punch off the pack, got to the back of the pack. Good work, though, by the defence of... there was Burke. He punched it for the Dogs. Got it towards the boundary line. That fumbles around. Toma, good. Turns out. Gets on that right boot. Bangs it long. Puts it outside defensive 50 off. Freckleton got up. Didn't take the mark. Came to Ireland. Ireland gave it across and gave it to Maxted. He went inside forward 50. Got over the back. They got numbers. Trelfel taps it once. Can't get a handle on. Fell over. Push in the back. Going to get a free kick. Ticky Touchwood.
Lucky.
Very lucky. It'll be a free kick. Trelfel will take it for the Dogs. 10 metres out from his defensive goal.
Plays on. Broadcast side. Murley jumped high, jumped early and gave away a free kick to Stagg. Late call by Baxter. Umpire Baxter, but it was there, Norm.
It was, yes.
Stagg. Murley needs to stand for the Dogs, and he does. Stagg plays on now. He'll thump it long, inside forward 50. It's a high ball. Big pack of players. Thornton grabs it in the middle and needs to slot it. He's at 40. Well, man on the mark's at 45. It's going to be a decent kick, but if they are going to get back into this game, it's only a 16-point margin, but he needs to kick it.
Yes, and that's what we like to see from Sandhurst. Get the ball in, give Thornton a run at it, and when he's got a run at it and a leap, there's no player in this Golden Square side that can outreach him.
Matty Thornton crosses the 50, skips, hops, city end, kicks it long, it
and
swings
straight.
Nicely. I thought it was going to move off its line, but it didn't, and he popped it through just for a steadier there for the Dragons. So they'll go to 1 goal straight 6. They lead by 10 points, Golden Square 2-4-16. We're approaching the 18-minute mark. Opening term, Footy Fresh is Bendigo Grand Final Football Live.
And that was an excellent entry into the forward 50, and it was Day Wicks who got the ball, got the free kick from the marking penalty, swung around onto his left foot and spotted up Thornton perfectly.
Ball back in the middle. Hosking wins it down. Hartley through the middle of the ground for the Dogs. Kicks it inside forward 50. Oh, Morecambe dropped probably what he should have taken. Now steps out. Gives the handball back. Had Trelfel in the helpful mode. Gave it forward. Now kicked it deep inside forward 50, but punched over the line out of bounds for a throw-in. Deep into attack for the Dogs again here at the QEO. Big crowd in for the 2023 VFL Grand Final here. Bendigo Football and Netball League. The Dogs and the Dragons, and the Dogs lead.
Umpire throws it in. We're at the top of the square, but it's going to be a turnover. Now it's the Dragons. Outside 50. Another turnover. Thrums there. Picks it up for the Dogs. Short pass. Spots up Zave Murley. Probably too far out to score. The man on the mark stands at 60. Zave Murley, short pass forward. Poor kick, in fact, causes a turnover. Stagg, handball forward. Conforti swooped on it, then put a beautiful left footer in the path of Thornton.
Thornton took the outstretching mark. Fingertips. Now goes long. Puts it on one-on-one contest. Big punch from the defence. Good work, though, by Burke. He punched it. Trelfel picked it up. front and square, and delivered the ball low and flat inside and hits up a target of Stewart. Stewart now for the Dogs. He looks back through the corridor. Hartley standing all by himself. Takes an easy mark. Now he looks to get on that left boot. He goes deep inside forward 50. One-on-one contest coming from behind was the big man of Strosh. But it wasn't able to take the mark and eventually fumbled it over the line out of bounds for a throw in deep into the Dogs' attack again here at the QEO. Right in that South Bendigo social rooms pocket.
Umpire throws it in. Up they'll go. Hosking using his body. He's doing well. Ground level. Compton picked it up though and he thumped it towards Morecambe. Morecambe comes off hands. Swooping on the football will be Brett of the Dogs. He shows a turn of speed. Short pass. Oh, that was a poor kick. He's spotted up a Dragons player who will now emerge at Smith. He'll handball it short to Ruff. Ruff will go over the top by foot and spots up Noah Walsh.
Noah Walsh outside defensive 50. Out of side, Gow in trouble, had to play on, went back to Curnow, back to Walsh. Walsh around the corner, just chips it up in the air. It got over the back. Murley was there for the Dogs though. And stops, props, turns, poor little kick inside. Diving in unlow was right. He couldn't get his hands on it. And eventually the umpire said, no, give it to me and I'll ball it up. Centre wing on the outer side. It is 16 plays 6. 20 minutes gone. We just tick into red time here in the 2023 BFL Grand Final.
Umpire Baxter throws it in there. It was Hosking who wins the tap for the Dragons. Dragons will emerge through James Coughlin. By hand, gave it to Conforti. Short pass to Walsh. The Dragons will go forward now. Max, it's not on. Can he pick it up? Connick now looks over his right shoulder, then left, then he goes around the body and didn't look then when he kicked it. And he spotted opposition player John Coe. Short pass forward, hits up for the Dogs, Threlfall. Hand pass forward, ends up with Toma.
Toma chips it over the top. Geary. Jack Geary takes the mark just on, right in front of us here. Grandstand side of the QEO. He just holds it up, waits for his forwards to just present. He decides to wait, does, and kicks it in and finds a teammate easily. That was a very nice park, James. James on the left boot has a teammate on the outer side. Oh, Murley took it millimetres inside the boundary line. And he'll wait until his forwards present. Now he goes long, top of the square, big pack. Getting in front was Thornton. Front and square was Ireland, was it, who got tackled and brought to ground. Umpire said nothing in it. And eventually he'll say, I'll ball it up. It wasn't Ireland. It might have been Wharton,
yeah.
Who was the last man up.
Deep in the forward zone. Dogs attacking in the forward pocket. Ball goes to half-back. It was a hurry kick from the Dragons. McLean getting involved. Hands on the footy. He hits Andy Collins. The mark, well, it wasn't paid. It was called a play on. The ball spilled to Thrum. Thrum of the Dogs picked it up and he spotted up Barrett, who gave him a lead and a good strong chest mark, 70 from goal.
Yeah, Barrett's been lively early for Golden Square up forward.
Short pass. The lead was on by Vaz and he takes a mark for the Dogs and he is well within scoring range.
Now, that first goal, was it Vaz or was it Strosh? I'm not sure now. I'm second guessing myself.
Wow. So
they've both got the blue boots on.
Yeah, and I know Strosh was in the celebration, but you may well be right.
Well, I'm going with Vaz.
I reckon it might have been too.
And he might kick his second here. It's an angle of about 45 degrees. It's to the Barnard Street end. He runs at 50. That's where his planted foot was. Goalward and kicks a minor one. Big chance missed there. Distance wasn't a problem. 2-5-17 to 1 goal straight, 6. Sandhurst trailing, 22 and a half minutes gone, opening turn.
Curnow straight down the middle of the ground. Ball through the middle. Paul Pratt goes through, goes long, has Collins over the top, just needs to bounce and set for him. It does. He breaks the tackle, steadies, looks inside, poor kick, bouncing ball touched through for a minor score. Probably had more time than what he thought, and just off the boot and through for a minor score. 1-1-7. The Dragons 2-5-17 as Geary plays on from fullback.
Kicks it there to Coe. Coe goes to Hickman. Hickman by hand to Thrum. Thrum in the back line still for the Dogs. Short pass on the left. It was an awkward looking ball. Bounce. It's going to be a turnover. It'll be the Dragons coming back the other way now to half forward. Contested footy. Walsh overran the footy. Couldn't quite collect it. Conforti somehow picked it up and managed a left footer. He finds Day Wicks by himself. Day Wicks on the left. He's got a player on. Diving for it. It's McLean. Couldn't quite get it. He's got time and space. Around the body. Goes going and slots it. Jake McLean, probably an unlikely goal kicker, and put it through for the Dragons. So here they come. 2-1-13, trailing 2-5-17. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live. We've gone 24 minutes opening term.
Yes, that was fortunate for Sandhurst there, because two players went up and contested the same mark, and it was Lee Coughlin's quick work to recover the ball when it hit the ground. A lovely little kick out to Day Wicks, and once again Day Wicks has been the assister to the goal kicker.
Ball back in the middle. Hosking taps it down, but it went straight down the throat of Tomer. He gave it to Geary. Geary then on the left went straight inside forward 50, pushed underneath. Wharton was there, handballed it off. All big push in the back, but no free kick as the player at the base of the pack just gets up there, and that was Mills, and hands it back to the umpire. We'll ball it up right on the arc of 50, slightly into attack for the Dogs. Hit down by Hosking. Quick hands out from his teammate there was Geary. He gave it off and they went inside Monty. And now, is it going to be a mark? It is. And it's just on the arc of 50. And it's going to be Morecambe again, who gets up in front of Mills. Looks to play on. He's going to play on quickly. Goes out wide. He's got Vass, who goes out wide. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. And I think he's looking for his second. Vass, Braden Vass, will go back. He'll kick from 45 on a 45-degree angle to the Barnard Street end to get the balance of this first quarter out to a 10-point lead. He comes in. He just crosses the arc of 50. Couple of skips, bangs it on the boot. But it looks like it's going to go to the right and through for another minor score. 2-6-18, the Golden Square. 2-1-13, Sandhurst. 25, nearly 26 gone first quarter.
Curnow directing traffic from fullback. Kicks it in. He thumps it long to 60-metre ball. They'll set themselves. Wilkinson got high for the Dragons. Hosking, a neat little handball. Did very well to Paul Pratt. Short pass, Lee Coughlin. Handball forward to a running Jake McLean. He's run on. Will he put it in the path of Maxted? One-on-one with Coe. Maxted gets his hands on the footy. Taps it goalwards. But running onto the footy is Collins. Andy Collins was riding shotgun. Came basically from nowhere. I didn't even see him sneaking there, Brian. And popped it through. And they have hit the lead, the Dragons. 3-1-19 to 2-6-18. 1 point margin. 27 minutes gone. Opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Grand Final Football Live.
Yes, and Sandhurst making the most of their forward 50 entries now. 3 goals from 4 shots at goal. The other end, Golden Square have had 8 shots, only 2 goals, and Andy Collins showed his experience there to be at the base of the pack.
Yeah, he did well. Ran around the back. Ball back in the middle. Hoskin wins it down towards Conforti. He's tapped. Can't quite get a handle on it. Where ball went back inside. Picked up by Geary. Well, he was... Sam Conforti was riding Jack Geary like a horse in the middle of the ground at that stage under the tackle. And the umpire said, give it a man, I'll ball it up. Hoskin wins it down again. Conforti was there. He waited for the tackle this time as coming through was Tomer. Ball off the pack. Went towards Barrett. Went to Walsh. That was Noah. He chipped it over the top. Had a teammate there in right. No one's able to get it. Ball came out the back of the ground. Picking it up there was Monty. He gave it out to Tomer. Oh, Tomer went to kick and nearly got it smothered by Wilkinson, but then got his ball to boot. Then Day Wicks give a big punch towards the boundary line, and it went over the line out of bounds for a throw in. Centre wing on the outer side here at the QEO. 27, nearly 28 gone here in this first quarter. It is a 1 point ball game. The Dragons lead by that solitary point.
Umpire will throw it in. It'll be Hosking v Compston. Compston's giving him 10 metres, and that's the smart thing to do. Then he runs and he gets into contest. In fact, the ball bounced, so it was probably even in the end. Ball spills to Lee Coughlin. By hand, gives it to the Dragons, to Hosking. He'll go inside forward 50. Turnover. Shelton handballs it towards the boundary line, and it's on. It's on, Norm. And
I'll watch the fight. You do the commentary.
They're coming from everywhere. And it's on the 50 underneath the scoreboard. A little bit of jump punching going on. And the boys just getting a little bit excited there.
A little fracas. There's nothing like a little fracas in a grand final. You just need to show the colours, and that's what they normally do. And this is what both sides are doing at the moment. They're just showing that, well, I'm not going to stand for anything. Both Golden Square and Sandhurst are flying the flag, as they say, at quarter time.
And in the A-Reserve netball, it is a 10-goal margin, and that game is in fact over in A-Reserve. So premiers are Sandhurst, 10 goals over Gisborne, 43-33. And here at the QEO, it is quarter time. Do not go anywhere. And if you're in the Bendigo
final, as the umpire holds it aloft, the ruckman gets set for the second quarter. Up is Compston and Hosking. Hosking wins the tap down. Ball comes to ground level. Picked up there by Noah Walsh. Handballed it out. Hartley, though, coming through the middle. Gave it off to Toma for across half back. Kick was smothered. Quick hands from Noah Walsh out to Connick. Connick bouncing ball. Put it towards half forward. Knock on over the top. Picked up by Daywicks. He banged it on the boot. Put it in front, but it's coming back. It's going to be a cut off across half back, and Burke takes the mark and chips it out wide.
He was safe. And he goes to Thrum across the face of his defensive goal. Thrum runs a long way, then launches it to the outside, outer wing, but it's going to be a turnover. 2 turnovers, in fact. Now it's at ground level. They're both bumbling both sides. It'll be the Dragons who emerge on the end of a series of handballs with Jake McLean inside forward 50. Another turnover. Hickman for the Dogs. Gives it to Hartley by hand. Kicks it to half forward. Bounces inside forward 50. In attack. Freckleton, handball over the top. Can the Dogs get one on the board here? Barrett, handballs to Monty. Monty's got Stross running sidewards at 49 metres. I would have played on. He had a mile in front of him, but he's not me. And takes a mark, and I would have played on Norm because it's too far out to score for me.
That's what I was going to say. You wouldn't have been able to kick that far.
But he probably should have, shouldn't he?
Look, it would have put him pressure up against the boundary line. I think from where he was, he's only on a 45-degree angle. He would have had to kick it from probably another 10 metres closer to the boundary line.
The son of a gun for the Dogs. Strosh, poor kick, wide, minor score, opportunity missed. And he evens it up. It'll be 2-7-19 to
3-1.
3-1-19. Yep. So we are all tied up here. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live. 2 minutes gone, second term.
Kerno for the Dragons. He'll go out wide. Chips it out, finds a teammate on the outer side.
Should have played on, by the way, Brian.
Maybe he should have. Chips it in. Island then finds Noah Walsh, who's been very good for the Dragons. Still inside defensive 50. He looks across for the switch. He finds Nelly, who finds and takes it easy mark. He chips it down the line. He's got Smith, bouncing ball. Needs to be strong over it. Had to tap it away. Picked up by Geary. Turnover. Chipped it back inside, but coming out. It's going to be a free kick down the ground. Well, the Dragons took the mark. Hartley's going to get a free kick.
Yes, Isaac Ruff just held on to Geary a little bit too long in that tackle and took him to ground well after the ball had gone.
Hartley now for the Dogs. They got to kick a goal. They keep kicking behinds. It's going to keep the Dragons in it. He'll kick from outside 50. Distance maybe just a little bit too far. It's going straight to the line, but it's gone through. It has been shepherded through. Trelfall jumped in front of it, and then Hartley has kicked the goal from 52 metres out to give the Dogs the lead. They go to 3-7-25. They lead the Dragons 3-1-19. We've played just on 3 minutes in this second quarter. Bendigo Footy Fresh is Woody Lark.
Yes, that was poor play there by Isaac Ruff, because if he'd kept Geary on his feet, the free wouldn't have been downfield. But that was the best player for mine to have in hand, because his kicking into the forward line has been immaculate this year as Ryan Hartley.
Back into the middle. It'll be Compston who wins the tap. Ball spills. Contested footy. Ground level. It'll be the Dogs who emerge. Handball over the top. Monty received. Then he goes shallow inside forward 50.
Oh, good grab.
Strong hands to Barrett, who marks it on 50. Right in front of us, broadcast side. He's looking inboard. Doesn't trust the distance. Poor kick. It was Smith for the Dragons, who got his hand in. Then Conforti, who's been relatively quiet, tried to slam it on the boot. Toma did well for the Dogs and smothered it. And 25 around from the Dogs. Goal will have a ball in. It is 25 playing 19. Dogs lead. 4 minutes. Second term. Footy Fresh is grand final. Bendigo Football Live.
Compton, Hosking, set up. Conforti. There's two. He's going to Geary, just trying to break the tag. Well, Hosking took it out of the ruck and then fumbled it. Picked up by Toma, who didn't fumble it. Hartley had a fresh error. He's going to be dropping the ball. And it's going to be a free to the Dragons in Connick, who'll take the free kick right on defensive 50, just grandstand side. He looks back deep inside his defensive zone, finds Ireland in front of the goal square. He'll kick it long and wide and find a teammate on the outer side, McLean, who's just won a grand final coaching the reserves. He gives it off to the run from behind, and they get it forward. Now they wait. Curnow, 1-2. Mills over the top. They've got the run. Wilkinson takes a bounce, runs his full distance. Couldn't quite get the kick. Picked up by Maxted. He went out wide to Paul Pratt. He kicked it inside forward 50. All high tackle, nothing in it. Geary was there. Will it be a free kick? Pinged, gone, and it will be a free kick to the Dogs deep in defence.
Yeah, well, they were up against it there, the Dogs, weren't they? And they managed to prevail with Jonathan Coe. Good strong tackling in the back pocket for the Dogs. Barnard Street end. Not sure where to go. Oh, his kick smothered off the boot. He must have been called to play on. It's opened up the door for Stagg. Stagg, can he get a handball over the top? He can't. It's awkward for Mills. Mills gets tackled twice in under a minute and gets thumped into the ground, and we'll have another stoppage only metres out from goal.
Just couldn't quite get there enough to get the handball out. He had plenty of teammates in helping positions, but just couldn't break it and get the tackle or get the ball out to them. Ball thrown in the air. Hoskin wins it down, taps it forward. There's a ball at ground level. Wilkinson dives in on top of it. Thrum was there and he's been pinged. Hell holding the ball. He dragged it in. The umpire said he's saying that it was a drag in. Strosh will take the free kick. He chips it out wide and he'll find Thrum on the outer side.
Thrum bangs it on the left. He's got a lead from Hartley, but he's coughed it up and he's kicked it straight to McLean of the Dragons. So the Dragons with another chance to put it inside forward 50. Through McLean. Ignores a short pass there from Curnow. Then he goes long inside forward 50, top of the square. On the end of it is Connick. Connick puts it on the outside of the boot. Kick a drop punt, son. That was ridiculous. Well, probably that's a bit too harsh.
No,
but
it was ridiculous. He should have had a shot. He could have steadied and straightened up.
Well, he caused a turnover, so it wasn't too harsh on him then, Brian.
No, I don't think so.
Why do that?
Yeah, he could have tried check-sided around the corner, but it was an easy one. Kicking out wide. Turnover again. Coughlin, that's James. Takes it for the Dragons. Looks inside forward 50. Stagg comes out and meets it and takes a good one in contest with Freckleton. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal now. He should be within distance after what we've seen the last couple of times. He's about 45 metres out. He'll kick from 47 and have on a 45-degree angle. He's on the outer side of the QEO. He waits and looks. Runs his full distance now. Crosses the arc of 50. He gets to 47. Bangs it on the boot. Way towards the goal, but it's across the face and through for another minor score. 3-2-20 now, the Dragons. They trail Golden Square 3-7-25, 7.5, nearly 8 gone in this second quarter.
Dogs will bring it in through Jack Geary, the kick in from fullback. He had played on, broadcast side, he sends it down the wing. Barrett, unrealistic attempt, and the umpire saw it that way as well. He jumped about 3 weeks too early then, Norm.
He did. He was up miles too early. If he'd have gone up normally, it would have been a normal spill and Golden Square were off.
Thornton goes corridor. Scott Curnow. So still in the middle now of the QEO. Curnow now. He'll go long into the pocket. They'll set themselves. Maxted is the target. Comes to the ground level. Jack Geary on the end of a handball. He's calm and composed. He gives it to Jaden Burke. Jaden Burke kicked it outside 50 and he's coughed it up and he's given it straight back to Curnow.
Curnow chips it over the top. Had a player in McLean, but coming in and punching it away was Hickman. Over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in right in front of the race of the pools. Change rooms on the outer side as the umpire waits to bring it back into play. Compston and Hosking. Hosking in front. Compston wins this one, drags it out of the air, kicks it down, but going back, Nelly takes a strong mark, centre wing, outer side.
Short pass is effective. McLean's had leather poisoning, has he not? Then he goes, he's got players on, he's got Lee Coughlin, 70 from home, handball, gives it there to Smith. Smith short pass, it's a poor one, and it's kicked, cut off by Geary. Captain Jack Geary goes to Toma, a running Toma. They'll look to bring it down the broadcast wing, shrugs off a tackle, then he thumps it long. He'll be looking for Brett running with the right flight of the football. He's got turn of speed, he's got Ireland right next to him. Then he overran the footy, Ireland picked it up, and good defensive players are forward through Brett. Managed to get his hand into the footy and put it out of bounds and keep it in the forward zone for the Dogs. Right half forward, 70 out from home, City end, 5-point margin, Dogs lead, 10 minutes gone, second term.
Ball about to be thrown back in. Hoskin, Compston playing very well at the moment. Hoskin gets the tap down, but he puts it straight in front of the running man of Hickman. He runs, he goes to the fat side, but diving Ireland takes a good strong mark in front of his defensive goal. Curnow just whips around the back. He looks on the outer side. He's got a teammate on the outer side who just tips it out there and finds McLean. Well, he's had a very good day so far. He's got a grand final win in coaching the reserves. Now he's out there playing in a senior grand final. Markstead up, couldn't take it. Conforti front and square. Got tackled, didn't have it. Ball at ground level. No one can get a hand on it. Can't get a handle. Let it go, the umpire does. Stepping up in the tackle, two players. But eventually, Toma brings his opponent to the ground. Nick Stagg gets up last and hands the ball off to the umpire.
The A-grade netball is underway, a 4-goal margin. Gisborne leads Sandhurst 4-0. It is Paul Pratt now on the outer side wing for the Dragons. He'll kick it to the outer side. It is Conforti, an awkward, funny-looking left ball, but it might be effective. Into the pocket, looking for Thornton. Comes off hands. Jack Geary for the Dogs. Short pass Hickman. Then it gets it back. Geary running through. Does well. Murley running through the middle of the Dogs. Now who will send it long inside forward 50. It's a 2-on-2. Spills to the back of the pack. Barrett, handball there to Brett. Brett's directly in front. Puts it on the left. Goalward. Bouncing ball. It's a goal. Dogs, good build-up. And Brett popped it through on the left. And what a nice bit of play that was. So Golden Square go to 4-7-31, 11-point margin, 3-2-20. We've gone 12 minutes. Second term, Footy Fresh is Bendigo Grand Final Football Live.
Yes, excellent setup by Golden Square there. Started back with Jack Geary back in defence. Lovely kick to Hickman, and Hickman found a contest, but excellent work by Barrett to knock that ball on into Joel Brett's path. He got around 3 opponents and made no mistake.
Jack Geary is unbelievable. He's just run and keeps running off the pack. Murley gives it off to a teammate. They go inside forward 50, but Ireland for the Dragons takes a good strong mark and gets held up in by Morecambe. He chips it over the top, finds a teammate on the outer side, Stagg. He plays on. He chips it down the line. Has a teammate there in Daywicks who takes the mark for the Dragons. Still just attacking side now for the Dragons on the left boot. He'll go deep inside forward 50. Big pack forms. Got over the back. Collins was there, but good work by Coe, who pushed the ball over the line out of bounds in front of the massive crowd here at the QEO for the grand final, the Bendigo Football Netball Grand Final here at the QEO. It is 31 plays 20. The Dogs lead at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter.
Dragons inside forward 50. Throw in. Hosking tried to grab it out of the air and can't. Tries to make a path is Stagg. He can't. Jack Geary, hands and knees. Burrows in. Drags the, well, he didn't drag it in. He actually just tried to make a path and couldn't, albeit it is on his hands and knees. And 30 out from the goal that Sandhurst are attacking. It'll be a ball up. It's another stoppage. Hosking tapped it to his feet. Hurried kick out of the pack. The ball is just ping-ponging around and ends up to the outer side, and it'll be a ball in 30 around from goal. 11-point margin. Dogs lead against the Dragons almost midway through this second term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Grand Final Football Live.
Deep into attack. Dragons looking to get the first of the quarter. Pushed underneath the ball. Daywicks was there. Geary, though, for the Dragons. Kicks it outside forward 50. Got over the back. Morecambe put the big tackle on there for the Dogs and held up the play just inside the centre square. And it was Mills who was the last man up. And the umpire said, give it a man, I'll ball it up. The ruckman come in. Neither can get a tap. Well, they did. Hosking gave it to their Stag. He banged it on the boot, put it inside forward 50, but going back, it's been Burke who's taken a good strong mark, defensive mark for the Dogs, about 10 metres out from his defensive goal.
He's been good defensively for the Dogs. Now he'll send it wide. He's looking for Murley. Good work, Joel Wharton, Alex Wharton. In fact, it's his brother, not playing again. Always getting mixed up, Brian, not even playing. Hasn't played all year. But here are the Dragons. Wharton going to get on the end of it, but it's coughed up. Wharton probably an overzealous tackle on Threlfall of the Dogs. And in the back pocket, Threlfall will get a free kick. 11-point margin, 31 playing 20, Golden Square lead. Midway through the second term, Footy Fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Deep in his defence, he goes long to centre wing. Big pack forms. Curnow is there, got over the back. No one can get a handle. Little toe poke through the pack now. Who can get on the end of it? It will be Paul Pratt who bangs it on the boot. Well, that's banged it on the outside of the boot and put it over the line out of bounds of the full free kick turnover in front of the Dogs. Their coaching box, Jack Geary will take it. He kicks it down the line. Got a high tackle. Got a kick away. There was Hartley. Koenig picks it up. Gave it off to Smith. Smith gave it to Conforti. All fumbled. Had to go back now. Got on the left boot. Had a teammate on the outer side and chipped it out and found Wharton centre wing grandstand side.
A-grade netball, Gisborne by 2 now over Sandhurst. 8 playing 6. Keep all those scores coming forward. Noah Walsh takes a good strong mark for the Dragons. Now he goes long. He'll put it to the top of the square. They all fly for it. Spills to the front of the pack. Wilkinson overran it for the Dragons. Vaz is there. Hurried kick there for the Dogs. Temporarily will relieve the pressure, but he's turned it over and he kicked it to Wharton. Wharton get his hands on the footy now. Short pass. Oh, that's awkward too. Another turnover. So a series of errors. It's ended up with, looks like James with the footy. Short pass. Spots up Monty, and Monty will now slow down the footy.
For the Dogs, Monty on half back. Front of his coaching box, he goes down the wing. Yeah, coming out, Stewart takes a good strong mark for the Dogs. In front of the grandstand, down the line, poor kick. Oh, it's over the line. It should have been, but it hasn't been. It's been paid a mark to Jack Geary. Geary looks inside, trying to find it all, came off hands, got back to Curnow. Now he goes for a long handball towards Mills, but it went over the line out of bounds, and it will be thrown in about 50, well, not quite 50, 45 metres around from the Dogs' goals.
Was there a falcon in there, Norm?
I think there was a falcon in there, John. It got through the players and onto a forehead.
Umpire will throw it in now. Hosking, he's winning the strength battle at the moment. Not sure he's winning the ruck battle overall, as we have another stoppage.
Well, I think Compton's breaking even with him at present.
Yep.
He's staying off him at the throw-ups.
Yeah, which he needs to do. Hosking wins the tap again. Hurried kick out of the pack. Connick of the Dragons looks for Lee Coughlin. Overend the footy. Support here. Conforti. Handballs to a running Noah Walsh, who was under pressure. Good strong tackling by Captain Jack Geary of the Dogs. And on half forward, Dogs in attack. We'll have a ball up. 11-point margin. They lead. 18 minutes gone. Second term. Footy Fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Well, Compton gets the tap down again. Picked up by Smith. Stepped out of the pack. Went one way, went the other, then chipped it out wide. Coughlin, Lee was there, got tackled, didn't really have it. Ball off the pack. Well, trying to pick it up are the Dogs, pushing it forward, pushing it towards the outer side was James, and eventually it went over the line out of bounds for a throw-in. Right in front of the netball courts over there where the A-grade competition is underway. The ball about to be thrown back in. Hosking, Compton gets the front position. He gets pushed out of the road. Stagg got a kick away, but it was cut off by James again, who banged it back inside forward 50. Going there towards the ball was Stewart. Couldn't get hold of it. Good tackle from behind. Picked up by Barrett. Bouncing ball got touched, was it? Through for a minor score. Another one to the Dogs. They go to 4 goals, 8-32. They lead the Dragons 3-2-20. 18 gone in this second quarter of footy. Bendigo Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Speaking about the netball, it's a seesawing battle over there. Sandhurst now take the lead by a goal over Gisborne. 9 playing 8. as Sandhurst are mucking around with the footy a little on the back half, over-possessing the footy. Curnow received it from Coughlin. That was Lee. Eventually ended up to Alex Wharton, who's deep in his back pocket. Underneath the scoreboard now. Sends it outer side. Swimming pool side. They'll set themselves. It'll be the Dragons through numbers. Stagger, hurried, awkward-looking kick. Conforti tried to collect on the wing. He's tackled. Stewart did well for the Dogs.
High tackle.
I thought he did pretty well, but just must have been a little bit overzealous. So Conforti, outer side wing. Starting to get his hands on the footy. Short pass Stagg. Handball forward Walsh. Walsh on high forward now Dragons. Short pass forward again. Building to Jake McLean. Still too far out to score. Dragons inside forward 50 now. It was Jake McLean's long kick. Probably to the goal line. It's in a dangerous position. Will come off hands. Minor score killed. And it is now a an 11-point margin, is it? 9-point margin. 32 playing 21. Back, I was right the first time. Nearly 20 minutes gone. Second term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Thrum from fullback for the Dogs. Goes to the outer side. He has a teammate there. It gets over the back. Well, once again, McLean tied it up, gave it to Curnow. Then he went back towards Noah Walsh under pressure. Picked up by Geary. He got the ball to a teammate. They banged it on the boot, get it out of the zone. Compton coming forward, tapped the ball forward, gave it to... that was Barrett. He couldn't get a handball out. Now the ball held up, and eventually it'll be a throw up just inside the boundary line on the outer side half forward flank. Attacking side of centre wing, Dragons half forward. Outer side, ball thrown in the air, ball tapped off the pack. Who can be first there? Curnow got there, but the boundary line was too close. Over the line, out of bounds for a throw in. Virtually just on, between wing and half forward for the Dragons. On the outer side of the QEO. We've played just into time on here, where it is a 9-point ball game to the Dogs.
Compton wins the tap to Hartley, who tapped it forward but causes a turnover to Walsh. Good strong tackling again, Dogs. Hard at the contest and hard at the man, Joel Brett, up the field. We'll have another stoppage. Back to 1-goal margin with Gisborne taking the lead over Sandhurst. So that's going to be a seesawing battle in the netball all afternoon. Now it is Smith of the Dragons. Short pass, Connick. Punch forward, however, for Sandhurst. Trelfel might have got one too high. Now Thrum offered support. Put it on the left. Kicks it to Strosh on right half forward. Dogs, he's got time and space, but he handballed it straight to Connick of the Dragons. But play allowed to go on. Somehow Zave Murley ended up with it, the Dogs. Inside forward 50. And just spills. And now Mills needs to be careful. He kicks it beyond 50. In fact, he was unceremoniously dumped. Umpire Goodridge has called it back, has he? No, downfield. Play's allowed to go on up to half forward.
Wicks went to half forward. Thornton was there, couldn't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Dogs got the numbers. Geary again, just doing what he normally does. Handballs it down the line. Bouncing ball. Got over the top of Murley. Coughlin, was Lee. Gave it off and gave it to Connick. He gave the handball deep into attack. Now need to get a hands on it. Diving in was Coughlin. That was James. He pulled the ball out of the back. Stood up in the tackle. Got tackled and held on to. And eventually the umpire said, give it a man. I'll ball it up just between wing and centre, half forward for the Dragons.
It was Compton who won the tap again into the path of Hickman. Hickman gathers. He'll look to go on his left. Has a bounce. Runs through the middle. And he, in fact, stumbled. And then an awkward-looking bounce. Then goes on his right. Poor kick. Turnover. Stagg probably should have collected that. He didn't. And he dived in after the football. It's on half forward. Hurried kick off the boot by the Dogs. Spills wide. Curnow did well for the Dragons. Got a defensive punch towards the boundary line. Will it be kept in? Whistle on play. It won't be. An outer side wing. Boy, oh boy, didn't Curnow do a good job for the Dragons and Norm.
Yeah, look, it's been excellent work by both sides this quarter. The pressure's been right on because, as we've seen, when they allow the ball out, both sides can transition quick.
Ball thrown back in. This time Hoskin wins it down. And on the end of it, Smith. Smith goes forward. He chips it and keeps it low. Held on to. There was Wilkinson, but he got it over the top to Coughlin. Lee, that was back to Conforti. Now from 55, bangs it on the boot, but it's gone across the face. And probably the best result as it bounced just millimetres inside the line for a throw-in deep into attack for the Dragons. It's 32 plays 21, a 9-point ball game, 23 minutes. It's gone. Second quarter, the Dogs lead here at the moment.
Umpire throws it in. Hosking tries to grab it out of the air again. They converge on him because they know what his game is. There were 5 dogs on him, a pack of dogs, and 20 metres out directly in front of goal, it'll be a ball up. Up they go. Compton big tap, no clear winner. Conforti might have got tripped and did. Is that going to be a free kick?
Has to be, isn't it?
And we're just waiting for umpires that are ready. And Conforti, he had a battle on his hand and eventually has been rewarded, and he should kick this.
He has to kick this.
20 metres out, 45-degree angle. But the goals are open. It's not one of those tough angles at all, really. To the Barnard Street end. Can be tricky at times. He's all class Conforti. Plus he's a left footer, Norm. They always kick him. Let's see what he does with a footy. He kicks a goal. Conforti, and they needed it. There's Sandhurst. Tightens up the margin nicely. We'll go to 4-3-27. Trailing the Dogs 4-8-32. We're approaching red time here in the second term of this 2023 Grand Final. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, that was one of the better transitions of football from Sandhurst in this quarter. And Conforti, he scrapped well at ground level there. He had a number of dogs to beat. He got through one tackle, he got through two. The third one was a trip as he tried to go over the top, and he then made no mistake. An interesting contest, plenty of pressure by both sides.
Compton and Hosking. Hosking gets the big tap away. Who can come off the back? Paul Pratt did, but Hickman cut it off. Little handball out, went to Lee Coughlin. He banged it on the boot, put it inside forward 50, but was cut off there by Shelton. He banged it on the boot out wide, just had to get it out of his area. Well, Morecambe went out hard. Hamish Morecambe picked it up, kicked it around the corner. Bouncing ball, it's going back. Has it gone over the line? I think it might have been. And it's going to be a throw-in on the outer side. Is it?
No, I think it's a free kick.
Free kick downfield up for a hold. Yeah.
With Stewart, goes short to Hartley by foot. He went laterally, so he's still in the middle. Hartley short pass back to the wing where it came. This time it was Thrum who received to the Dogs, then kicks it marginally forward. So they're sharing it around here, looking for a path. The Dogs, short pass to Vaz. He's halfway between wing and left half forward, swimming pool side now. Hasn't got a lot on offer. Another short pass back into the middle. They'll swing it across the wing. It was Coe. Gives it there to Jaden Burke. Jaden Burke now on right half forward. Broadcast side. Poor kick. All that work, and they cocked it up. Turnover. Mark in the back pocket for the Dragons for Liam Island.
Island chips it back in front of the goals. Picked up by Walsh. Walsh takes the mark. He chips it out wide and finds Nelly. Nelly for the Dragons in front of the scoreboard. Kicks it down the wing. Big pack going back. Stewart took a really good strong mark. He knew that the contact was coming from behind, but he stood in the up in the mark and took a good strong mark for the Dogs on the outer side half forward flank. He looks and sums up the situation inside forward 50. He has Vass. Ball and running in there was Maxted, but he couldn't stop it. Vass takes the mark. Still on half forward. Now looks deeper inside forward 50. Going up back. Oh, coming over the top. Freckleton jumped over the top and took a good strong mark. Now he will kick the ball from just inside the arc of 50 in front of the scoreboard. 27 minutes ticks over. Freckleton for the Dogs has a lead from Vass, but ignores that. Deliberate in his attack on the right boot. Looks towards the goals, goes long, puts it straight through the middle. And a big kick right on the siren of half time. Freckleton gets a goal for Golden Square, their fifth. They go to 5-8-38. They lead the Dragons 4-3-27. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live at the QEO for the 2023 Bendigo Football Netball League Grand Final.
Lead 38-27. Here's Brian Mansbridge.
Ruckman set themselves again for the start of the third quarter, the premiership quarter. Compton hits it down. He gets on the end of it again, knocks it away, picking it up and holding it up. It stacks on the mill as neither player can get it out of the pack there. Monty up against Wharton. Ball up in the air again. No one gets it. Geary comes through. He's tackled by Walsh and taken to the ground. The umpire said, give it to me and I'll start it again. We've had 3 ball ups. The third one. They throw it in the air. Can someone get it out of the pack this time? It is done by Hosking, but a run on by Hartley, who kicked it forward. Bouncing ball. Knocking it towards the boundary line was Strosh. Diving in there was McLean. McLean got held up and the umpire said, no, give it to me. and I'll ball it up again here, right in front of the grandstand. No score in this third quarter. We've been playing just on 1 minute.
Umpire Goodridge comes into the side as a late replacement this afternoon. Believe it or not, Johnny Norton was injured, so he's got his chance at another grand final. Toma wins it for the Dogs. Didn't really look, kicked it. It'll be a turnover to Conforti of the Dragons. Hurried kick, showed composure. Kicks it to half forward. Day Wicks overran the football. Dogood didn't. To the Dogs. To Hickman by hand. Hickman runs through the middle of the QEO. He puts it into space. Running onto it will be Barrett. And there's a heap of players around at Dragons. What size was Wharton? Gives it there to Ireland. They're working it nicely. Wilkinson getting involved. Also is Curnow. Good work, Coughlin again. Over the top now. He kicks it to the outer side wing. Connick getting involved. Also, Maxted's out there. Connick dives in after the football for the Dragons, causes a stoppage. Swimming pool side, outer side. It'll be a ball up. 38 playing 27. A minute and a half going in this third term is the Dogs by 11 at the moment.
Umpire Goodridge throws it in the air again. Knocked down this time by Hosking. Went back to Conforti. He gave it back to Connick, who banged it on the boot, put it towards centre wing. Still no one can get a hands on it. Picked up by Paul Pratt. Now the Dragons go inside forward 50. Bouncing ball. Running out to it was Maxted. Gave it off to McLean. Around the corner. Didn't get enough on it. And through for a minor score. The first of the third quarter. 4-4-28. The Dragons. They trail the Dogs 5-8-38 here at the 3-minute mark of this third quarter.
Thrum played on from fullback, kicked it short to Coe. Thrum ran on and he's still running forward trying to get the ball from Jack Geary, who received from Coe. Geary, short pass, hits up Strosh, let it bounce. He's good enough. Hickman received the handball. Poor kick. Conforti puts his hand in there and grabs it. He runs through the middle of the QO. Conforti, what a bullet it was, but it was a turnover. He kicked it straight to Thrum. Thrum plays on now quickly. He goes over the top by foot. It's neat. It goes to Captain Jack Geary, who receives a mark, and he'll slow the footy down as Golden Square lead by 10 points, 3 minutes gone third term.
Geary chips it out wide. Had a teammate out the outer side in Big Coe. Coe takes the mark, kicks it down the line. Good coming out and taking a good strong there. Mark was Brett. Brett now for the Dogs. Goes inside forward 50. Big pack forms. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to Hamish Morecambe as the free kick was given away by Liam Ireland. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. He's got Hickman short. He ignores him and says, no, I'll take the responsibility and I'll go back and I'll slot this one through for the Dogs for a 16-point break. He comes in. He kicks it towards goal. It's going to the line. It's got over the line through for a minor score. Their first score of the this third quarter, 5-9-39. Now it is the Dogs, and it's 4-4-28, the Dragons.
Both teams having chances in this opening stages of the third term. As from the kick in from fullback, it ended up ultimately with Jake McLean. He now goes corridor looking for Stagg, but Vaz of the Dogs floats in front of the pack and takes a mark. He goes corridor as well, straightens them right up into the centre of the QEO to Dogood of the Dogs. He turns and goes to right half forward. Threlfall receives. Threlfall short pass forward for the Dogs and spots up Joel Brett. And he absolutely gets clobbered. He marked it anyway, but he got one at the back of the scone. And it causes a little bit of a fracas. And it doesn't matter because the Dogs are going to have a free kick.
Yes, good work by Joel Brett then. He drifted in front of that pack. He took a good grab. The pack coming behind him descended on him, and he went to ground, was slow to his feet. And while all that happened, there was a little bit of push and shove, but he's now got a chance 45 metres out to add another goal to Golden Square.
If it wasn't the Barnard straight end, I'd almost slot this in. I reckon I'd ride it in. Joel Brett, what a player he is, what a kick he is. He's kicked it long. Distance is not going to be a problem. Either is accuracy. And he punches the air and he points to the crowd and he enjoys the moment and never looked like missing. What a beautiful execution of a drop punt that is. And we know he's been around for quite a while now. And he extends the lead. 6-9-45 to 4-4-28. The Dragons trail. We've gone 6 minutes. Third term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Grand Final Football Live.
And that's where, from quarter time onwards, Golden Square have been a little bit better than Sandhurst going forward into their forward 50. They're putting the ball out in front of their teammates. letting them run on, and Square are making the most of it.
Ball back in the middle. Hoskin wins the tap down in front of Walsh. He comes through the centre of the ground, takes a bounce, runs to the edge of the square, goes inside forward 50. Not the best looking kick. Thornton just on the ground. Ball in dispute. Thornton will pick it up. He flings it over his head. Can't hit anyone. But there was Strelfel. Quick kick away. Got it back towards half forward. Connick was there. Couldn't get a kick away. Ball still in the middle of the pack. Stacks on the mill. No one's going to get it out. Umpire said, no, give it a man. I'll ball it up. On half forward for the Dragons, slightly to the outer side. He throws it in the air. Ruckman set themselves again. Compston wins the tap down. Daywicks tries to there, or was it, might have been Smith. Eventually held up by Geary. It was Smith, the last man up. And the umpire said, no, I'll throw it in the air again, just on half forward.
Left half forward, Dragons attack. Stagg wins it. Then he just a hurried handball, didn't go anywhere. Hartley just thumped it forward there for Golden Square up to the outer side wing, and Vaz, he was all tied up by Curnow, so we'll have a stoppage. Ball up, umpire Baxter. Hosking let the ball bounce. Jack Geary then collected. Then he gets tackled well by Noel Walsh, and we'll have another stoppage on the outer side wing. It's 45 playing 28. Dragons need to get one on the board here to the city end. It's on the outer side wing. Hosking uses his body. Can't win it. Emerging with the footy, it might have been Conforti on the right on this occasion. Went long and high. Punch there by Golden Square. Hamish Morecambe banged it on the boot to the outer side wing and causes another turnover. Good strong mark by Connick of the Dragons.
Connick took it in front of Vass. He chips it inside, finds Conforti. Freckleton came forward and, just backed him over. Played on from the mark. He just got in front. Couldn't hit the target. Now the Dogs through Morecambe. Goes long and wide. Brett's the target. Bouncing ball. Just has to sit for him. Can't quite get there. Does well though, the back half. Good work by Ireland. He punches the ball forward. It's 1 or 3 at the moment. And still they work it over the line out of bounds for a throw-in. And it will be thrown in deep into attack or half forward for the Dogs on the grandstand side of the QEO. We've played just on 8 minutes here. It's 45 plays 28 here at the third quarter of the Bendigo Football League Grand Final here at the QEO.
Umpire throws it in. Hosking wins the tap. Ground level. Hurried handball by Stagg. Wasn't really effective. Spills to the broadcast side wing. Yeah, the Dogs will collect. Burke on the end of one. He kicked it straight into the opposition, Jake McLean, and he thumped it, I reckon, when he knew it was going to hit him. And it just spilled over the boundary line and we'll have a ball in.
Added a bit of sauce.
True centre wing. Big crowd on the hill, in the pockets, and also in the grandstand. They're relatively quiet at the moment. Hosking tapped it there to Wilkinson. He put it in the path of Conforti. Cleverly smashes it inside forward 50. Daywicks by hand. Goes to Lee Coughlin. Shoveled it in the direction of... it's off the side of the boot. It was Maxted, and he tried... He probably had more time than he thought. It was on the outside, tried an awkward-looking banana, put it out of bounds on the full, hard up against the point post. No score, and it'll be the Dogs through Shelton.
Yes, it just showed that Max Stead hasn't got a left boot when in front of goal.
Shelton goes outside forward 50.
Good mark.
Good mark. No, not paid. Walsh was up and about. Came out the back to Curnow. He went over the top looking for Connick, but handballed it, and it bounced over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in right on in front of the scoreboard. 9.5 gone third quarter. 45 plays 28. A 17-point lead to the Dogs. Right on the arc of 50 on the outer side. Ball thrown back in. Hoskin and Compston wins the ball down. Connick picked it up. Didn't get a chance to handball it out. And umpire Goodridge says, give it to me and I'll ball it up. 60 metres out from the Dragons' goal. Ball in the air. Coughlin got the tap from Hosking, gave it back to Hosking. He then couldn't get it out of the pack. Ball got bubbled around. Eventually was tackled by Shelton, brought to ground, and the umpire said, no, it was James. Umpire said, give it to me and I'll ball it up again.
A-grade netball, 1 goal margin. Sandhurst trail 26 to Gisborne 27. Ball here in the football's on half back now. It's for the Dogs. A long kick to half forward. Brett is the target, but Ruff did well and floated in front of him. Delivery, they put it right on the top of Brett's head. Ruff goes wide, hits up Connick of the Dragons, outer side wing, swimming pool, as he goes long now to half forward down the line, and it might be a free kick or whistle. It might go to Maxted.
Yep.
A hold by Cohen, the marking contest.
Now, we need a goal out of this forward entry for Sandhurst. Dave Wicks is up forward. Be careful of him. He was dangerous last week. He goes to Thornton, who's at the top of the
Good
square.
grab.
Good grab, Jaden Burke. He was 3 deep and just flew and took a nice clunker for the Dogs.
He comes across, finds Geary on the outer side. Had Co in support. Now just held off. Don't argue to Wilkinson, then banged it on the boot, got it over the top of Morecambe, who couldn't get back and get a hand on it, and it eventually bounced over the line out of bounds for a throw in right in front of us here at the QEO grandstand side, slightly between half forward and centre wing for the Dragons. Ball about to be thrown back in. Hosking and Crompston set themselves up. Hosking got the tap away, banged it down, but Monty's going to be the first man on there. There's a whistle on play. No, play on. It's going to be a whistle on play, and it's going to be a free kick. It's going to go back to Noah Walsh, who I didn't see what that was for, Normie.
No, it must have been the hold on the Shepherd. He was just pulled back as he tried to attack the player with the ball.
Goes inside, finds a leading target in Will Collins, who comes out and takes it on the chest, and he'll go back from about 5 metres inside the boundary line. He'll go back and have a shot on goal. Now, we are directly behind this, so we'll know when it leaves his boot. He's a goal kicker, the ex-Richmond and Carlton player. He'll come in. He'll kick from the right on 50, I would say, slightly inside the arc. He gets onto it. It's going to go across the face. It's going to make the distance.
Good
Not
grab.
quite good. Strong grab in the pack.
Sandhurst.
And it's Thornton who stood up in the middle of the big pack, and he'll go back from point blank range and have a shot on goal and look for their 5th. He'll go in. He bangs it through. The Dragons get 1. They get their 5th. They go to 5-4-34. They trail the Dogs 6-9-45. We've played just on about 10 minutes in this third quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
And that's what Sandhurst will be looking for Matt Thornton to do, looking for him to fly in front of the pack, take the big grabs and not give the Golden Square defenders any chance to come over the top. He's their first multiple goal scorer of the day with 2, and Sandhurst remain in this contest, although they haven't had many chances this quarter.
No, but they have been attacking, haven't they?
They have, yes.
They needed to get one on the board just to get reward for effort. Back in the middle, umpire Baxter. The ball was allowed to bounce. It'll be Sandhurst to emerge through Lee Cognan. Short pass. Stagg might have got a free kick. He might have acted for it and caused a turnover as well. It's now Tomer of the Dogs. He sends it forward to half forward, but Ruff takes a good strong diving mark.
He handballs it off to Wharton, who come in support. He found Smith half forward. He arcs around and plays on, puts it up in the air. It's a 1-on-3. Ball hit the ground. Coe's going to be there. He bangles it, then gets a handle on it. Went back, dropped the ball. No penalty. Ball knocked over the line, out of bounds, and it will be a throw in right on the arc of 50 into attack for the Dragons. Paul Pratt came in, put the tackle on. Stagg put the tackle on.
Yeah, knocked the ball out in the tackle.
Yep.
Good decision by the umpire.
It was paid a couple of weeks ago. They were paying them all the time. Ruckman throw it in. Hoskin can't get a handle on it. Quick little kick from the Dogs, puts it forward. Ball got bubbled around. Hoskin did the blind turn in the tack. Got the handball out to Lee Coughlin. Put it inside forward 50. Coming across was right. Needs to kick the goal. Couldn't get enough on it. Through for a minor score. The Dragons 5-5-35. They trail the Dogs 6-9-45, a 10-point ball game at the 14-minute mark of this third quarter.
And that's one of Wright's first touches today. He's got to come into this game and be one of those tall forwards that Sandhurst can use.
Thrum plays on from fullback for the Dogs. He'll send it to the outer side wing. They'll set themselves. It's a Dragons mark, is it?
Yep.
It is. It was might be Ireland playing up
yep.
the ground. Ireland now, too far out to score. Now he goes. He'll put it into the hot spot. Thornton's lurking back in the pack. He was uncontested in the end. You could see it a mile away. I caught it out of the corner of my eye and just
Had a clear run at it, didn't he?
Yeah, poor checking.
He can thank Bryce Curnow for that. Bryce Curnow held 2 Golden Square defenders off to let Thornton a clear run at the football.
This will make it to under a goal. If Matty Thornton can kick it, spins the ball in his hands, 30 metres out, directly in front. They affectionately call him Bear, and Bear puts it through for a goal. This is game on here. That's his 3rd, and he is having a grand final here this afternoon, Big Bear Thornton. and it's a 5-point margin. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live. In fact, it's 4 points. 6-9-45 Golden Square, 6-5-41 Sandhurst, and we've gone midway through this third term.
Yes, better football by Sandhurst when they're going into their forward 50 now. They're putting the ball out in front of their leading forwards, and their leading forwards are taking full advantage.
Ball back in the middle. Ball thrown up. Hoskin takes it out of the ruck. Gets the handball away only as far as Geary, though. Jack Geary got pulled up in the tackle from Lee Coughlin and Smith. And eventually the umpire said, no, give it back to me, I'll throw it up again. Hoskin this time just gets rid of it. He gives it off to the back half of McLean. He bangs it on the boot, puts it inside forward 50. Coe doesn't fumble, gets hold of it, bangs it back towards the centre of the ground. A good strong mark is taken by the man there wearing number 12 in Monty for the Dogs.
Monty, he goes long to half forward. Jack Geary's his target. It's 1-on-1. Coughlin did well. Freckleton with a footy. The ball is dislodged. We're 60 metres out from the Dogs' goal stoppage. Ball up as we're all tied up. Wow, it's on for young and old now. Sandhurst are pressing. They seem to have a lot of the forward play, but it's on their half-back zone. Hosking wins it. It'll be the Dogs who emerge. Monty, handball to a running Hickman. Handball forward. Threlfall receives on half forward. That's a poor handball. He's coughed it up straight to Curnow, and he's coughed it up back to Freckleton. Now it's the Dogs. Freckleton on 50. Short pass, and he kicks it straight to Hartley. A series of errors has ended up with Hartley. Plays on quickly. Jack Geary's in the pocket, unchecked. Takes a mark. And the distance won't be a problem, but maybe the angle will.
Yes, the accuracy, Jack Geary probably 30-degree angle there, whereas Ryan Hartley, I think he had the leg from where he was just inside the 50.
Yeah, they need this one just to settle them down. I think the Dogs just been put under a bit of pressure, Normie.
They have been. It's been good by Sandhurst in the last 5 minutes.
The crowd will tell us what this ball does. Well, they won't, because it's just poor. It's not even going to be close. It's still in play. Punch to 30 metres out now. Dragons need to respond. Hurry kick it is. It goes back to whence it came up to the wing, but it's all with the Dogs. They'll go forward again. Handball forward to Monty. Monty, short pass into the pocket, but that's a poor kick. He's given it to Coughlin. James Coughlin fell over and he's tackled. He might be pinged. They're screaming for it. Umpire circles and says,
ball it up.
I'm going to ball it up. Wow. Pressure in the forward zone. There's a series of errors going on there. 4-point margin. Dogs lead. 19 minutes gone, third term.
Hoskin gets rid of Cromston again. Connick was there, couldn't get it. Murley gave it out to Hartley. Around the corner, it might have been Burke. Trelfall stands underneath it, couldn't quite take the mark. Wilkinson did well, gave it off. Conforti can't get a handle on it, couldn't quite get it. Eventually Curnow picked it up, banged it on the boot and put it towards the line. It bounced over and it'll be a throw in and half forward as Liam Ireland stands on the boundary line waving to his defence to get over so he can get back on the ground. Deep on half forward, just outside the defensive arc of 50 for the Dragons. Into attack for the Dogs. Wilkinson grabbed it, had the check side, put it up to centre wing. Daywicks got up and took a big mark on centre wing. Came down a little awkwardly, and he's taken a good strong mark for the Dragons, and he'll play on. He'll go, wait, chip it over the top. Stagg was there, he'll take the mark. Still on half forward. Numbers with the Dragons. They've got plenty of them. Deep into a pocket. He's got Noah Walsh. He's taken a strong mark. About 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. But we are right behind it again. He'll go back to put the Dragons in front at the 19.5-minute mark of this third quarter. The Dragons are on fire at the moment. They're having all the inside 50s. Noah Walsh comes in 35 metres out. Very slight angle. It's just drifting across the face and punched through for a minor score for the Dragons. 6-6-42. The Dragons, they trail the Dogs. 6-9-45. We tick into red time here in this third quarter of the BFL Grand Final day.
Thrum kicks it in from fullback to Geary. He should have kicked that, Walsh. It would have been pressure on the Dogs. Just that scoreboard pressure is what you need in a grand final, because the Dogs still hold the lead by 3 points. Underneath the scoreboard, Jonathan Coe, he bangs it long to the outer side. Pack forms, they set themselves. Jack Geary hit the pack hard. So did the Dragons. Both sides are going really hard at the bottom of the pack. Might be might be Mills who hit that pack hard through Jack Geary. Up they going again. Ruckwork. Hosking grabbed it out of the air. Then he lost it. Jack Geary will get a free kick. He dived in after the footy, got one high, and on right half back, it's with the Dogs. 3-point margin they lead.
Geary, slow to get up. Just stretching as he waits. Umpire just calling now to move it on. He will. He'll chip it over the top. Conforti gets back. Big pack forms. Front and square. Conforti handballed it out towards the boundary line. Picked up by Strosh. Gave it back to Toma. But coming in and smothering was James Coughlin. And it went over the line out of bounds for a throw in centre wing on the outer side, where the big crowd is here for grand final day at the QEO. The home of the country footy. Ground in absolutely sensational conditions. Umpire sets himself up. Hoskin and Compston. Hoskin holds him off. Little tap to the ground. No one on the end of it. Stacks on the mill. They dive in, holding it up. Umpire Goodridge says, give it to me and I'll ball it up on centre wing on the outer side.
3-point margin. Approaching three-quarter time. Just over 30 minutes of this game and this season remaining, and it's going to be close. The Dragons will take it inside forward 50 again, but it was a poor kick, and it kicked it straight to Dogood of the Dogs. He'll go to half back. It was a dangerous kick, but it was on. He finds Threlfall. He's got a running thrum up to the wing now. He'll be able to collect the footy. It just bounces in front of him, sits nicely. Now Thrum, he'll bang it long. He'll go inside forward 50. Dogs in attack, offhand, and it's a good mark. I think a juggling one. Might be Mills has taken a good mark, and the Dragons, and he'll try to probably kick it up to the wing. In fact, it might be Wilkinson who's done well. Short pass and finds Conforti on half-back.
He does. Sam Conforti now on the 50-metre logo of his defence. He goes down the line, got over the back. Who can run onto it? McLean and Co. Can someone tap it out of there? Ball tapped back from Co towards Murley. He stepped inside. He gave it to Trelfall. He's under pressure. Geary, good handball over the top to Toma. Slipped as he went towards the boundary line, and eventually it was pushed over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Centre wing here at the QEO Grand Final day, and it is a 3-point lead to the Dogs at the 23-minute mark of this third quarter, premiership quarter of football.
Contest on the wing now. It'll be the Dogs who emerge. It was too severe for Jack Geary. Dives in underneath it. Good umpire Goodridge for the last minute or so. He probably could have given away a free kick, which he didn't when Tommy Toma ducked into it. Experience tells in the grand final, not only with the players but with the umpires. And we'll have another stoppage as Staggs all tied up. Let's see if we can get it out of here. Broadcast side wing in front of the grandstand. Hosking taps it towards the boundary line. Walsh is his target. Gets tackled high by Captain Jack Geary of the Dogs. And this is a forward entry coming up now for the Dragons.
Yes, and Sandhurst's pressure in this quarter's gone up a notch, and they're making it very hard for Golden Square to get their hands on the football.
Noah Walsh has stepped up in the last, this quarter anyway, and really put some pressure. Deep inside, right stood up. Ball got over the back. Got the numbers though, the Dogs. They bang it on their boot. Nelly stood there, punched it over the line, out of bounds in front of Monty, stood in front of him. And eventually they'll be thrown in right here on half forward, directly in front of it. Hoskin will set himself up with Matty Compston. The ruckmen set themselves into attack. The Dogs need to get one down the other end. Big punch off the pack, bouncing ball. McLean, Hartley had to get the handball out. Paul Pratt put his head over the ball, got tackled by Dogood. He got a little kick around the corner. Bumbling ball got out of there. No one can pick it up. Eventually they do. Dogood bangs it on the boot, and Hartley, Ryan for the Dogs, takes a chest mark right in front of us here on halfback.
So his broadcast side, umpire Goodridge says play on. He kicks it long looking for Murley. Wharton did well of the Dragons to defensively punch it. Still on the wing, Curnow hit hard by Strosh of the Dogs, and umpire Baxter blows his whistle and said I will ball it up. Marginally forward of centre wing now for the Dragons.
Strosh did well getting down low not to give a free kick away for a high tackle.
Umpire throws it up. Hosking wins the tap. Hit it straight to the Dogs of Hartley. He coughed it up. Wilkinson hit it hard for the Dragons. Toma tried to make a pass. He was tough. Good strong bumping and tackling in there by Hartley as well of the Dogs. And gee, I enjoyed that bit of play. Hickman getting involved. Walsh, Stagg, they're all there. 3-point margin. Dogs lead 45 to 42, 26 minutes gone.
Hoskin gets the tap down, tries to put that on in the end of 40 from 45! Puts it through, the Dragons are in front! Well, off the pack and a big punch away, and the Sam Conforti runs onto the ball and puts it through. They go to 7-6-48. They lead the Dogs 6-9-45. We've played 25, nearly 26 minutes in this third quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, Sam Conforti today hasn't been given any latitude by Golden Square, but when he has been given latitude, as we saw in the second quarter, we've seen again this quarter, he makes no mistake in front of goals.
Sandhurst in the A-grade netball lead by 4 goals, 38 to 34 against the Gisborne Dogs. Back into the middle they go. Wilkinson, the Dragons, will send it forward again. Collins swooped on the football, quite couldn't gather it. Now it's a contested footy, 51 metres out. Geez, the Dogs are under pressure here. Will they win it? It's a throw. Free kick, Dragons. Now, it might be right with the footy, who's been quiet, as you've rightly said.
You're right. It's right. You're right. You're spot on. You're right.
I said last week when Stagg was at this position, he couldn't kick it. Wright doesn't think he can. Goes to the pocket. He'll look for Collins, who got his hands on the footy. The pressure came from behind from the Dogs. From Jaden Burke did well, come off hands, and 15 around from Dragons' ball in. Dragons lead by 3 points, 27 gone. Third term, Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
27 minutes gone, third quarter gone, nilly. Ball about to be thrown back in. The Ruckman set themselves again. Hoskin comes in, just the tap off. Coughlin gets a little tap. Get over the top. Hickman for the Dogs. Bangs it on the boot. Puts it around the corner. Mills going back with the flight of the ball. Couldn't take the mark. He eventually picks it up. Tried to give the handball out to Conforti. It was picked up by McLean. He went back to Curnow. Curnow put it up and under. Can someone stand under and take a grab? Ball off the pack. Picked up by Lee Coughlin. He got it out towards Conforti. He went one way. He gave it back to McLean. Deep in the pocket. Kicked it around the corner and put it through for a minus score. 7-7-49 now. The Dragons, they lead the Dogs 6-9-45 here at the 28-minute mark of the third quarter.
Jake Thrum for the Dogs shields his eyes from the sun, looking to the west, to the Barnard Street end. Invited to play on by umpire Goodridge. And does. He kicks it to a contest. Hartley's at the front of it. 51 metres out. Conforti dishes off a handball now. It was to Lee Coughlin. Awkward looking ball. Right's in the area. But it'll be the Dogs. James getting involved. Handball to Thrum. Kicks it to a dangerous area. They're in trouble. Paul Pratt, they're still there. Do good for the Dogs. It spills to 51 metres. Now away Hickman for the Dogs, and he'll relieve the pressure.
Takes 2 bounces, runs to the outer side wing. He has a teammate down, but it's a one-on-one contest. Ireland was there. He got the little handball over to Wilkinson, but pinching it was Hickman for the Dogs. He kicks it inside forward 50, but poor kick. He kicked it straight to Mills. He has a teammate in Walsh who has to take the mark. He did. Chipped it over the top. He's got a number in Lee Coughlin's bouncing ball. Which way? Bang. Gives the don't argue. Steps away. Gets on the left boot. Goes inside forward 50. Burke diving in. Takes a good strong mark. Jaden Burke for the Dogs. Just on defensive 50. And there's the siren for three-quarter time here in the Bendigo Grand Final. And it's a 4-point margin. 7-7-49 the Dragons, 6-9-45 the Dogs, and we're about to go into a final quarter of what could be a mammoth grand final quarter here at the QEO.
Wow, what a game of football we've got here. Keep it up, the Dragons are going to win the flag, but who knows, a lot of time to go here, Brian.
Certainly is, long time to go. Good players that quarter was Thornton, Stagg, Nick, who was very good, along with Hosking and Conforti, and they virtually not got them back into it just by hard tackling and making sure that the ball was outside the pack. Hosking used his tapping and got it outside and used the run of Walsh and Conforti and those players that were able to run along with Smith. So ball back in the middle. The final quarter of the 2023 Grand Final is about to get underway, and the Ruckman out of the pack. Hosking bangs it on the boot, puts it deep inside forward 50. Bouncing ball. Who's going to be first there? Thrum for the Dogs. Steps one way, goes back, little chip out, finds a teammate, Jack Geary, in the 5 right and on the arc of a defensive 50.
Been good. this afternoon.
Has been.
That Captain Jack. Now he'll kick it long to the broadcast side to the wing. Morecambe, he's got the right, he's taken a screamer. In fact, in front was, he looked like he had it from behind Strosh, so they both had hands on the footy. Give it to Morecambe. He deserved it. Well, he does now. He kicks it forward to Morecambe. He had the run up, Morecambe. We've seen him do it dozens of times. They go inside forward 50. Dugood, a fresh airy. Toma shoveled out the ball. Probably a throw. Put it into the path of Barrett. Goldwyn and kicks a goal. The Dogs take the lead in the opening minute of the final term. I sense it probably, well, it might have been a little free kick going the other way, but the umpire didn't see it that way, and they've been pretty good this afternoon. Doesn't matter though, the Dogs take the lead. It is now 7-9-51 to 7-7-49, 2-point margin, a minute in, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, and better players for Golden Square in that third quarter were Hickman and Monty. Geary continued on his good work, as did Jaden Burke down back along with Jonathan Coe. But the umpires have let those sort of tackles go all day. You get the ball knocked out in the tackle and they say play on.
Hickman got a little tap forward, went out to the outer side. McLean got the handball away. Walsh fumbled it, had to tap it on. Curnow was there, he picked it up for the Dragons, banged it on the boot, put it to centre wing. Big pack flies. Geary stayed down behind. Got the handball out, went out towards Hartley, didn't get it there. Conforti stepped around him for the Dragons. Inside forward 50, big punch away, front and square, overrunning it was Conforti. Now it ends up with Trelfel for the Dogs. On the outer side, he kicks it towards half forward. Bouncing ball, didn't quite get there, did it? Going to be a free kick. It will be. It's coming back and it'll go to Vass. Vass looks inside forward 50, going back. Oh, rough. Did well. Brett, though, picks it up. Gets tackled, had to get it off, gave it to Monty. He went around the corner, got the handball forward, ended up with Dugood, had to go back. He went back to Monty, stepping inside, back to Dugood from the pocket, puts it to the square, can't take the mark. Ball is going to be over the line, hit the post. It'll be through for a minor score. 7-10-52. The Dogs, they lead the Dragons 7-7-49, and it's play on from full-back.
Gisborne are premiers in the A-grade netball by 1 goal over Sandhurst. So what a grandstand finish that was. Staggs now got it for the Dragons. Inside forward 50, and he spotted up Andy Collins, who is directly in front, 40 metres, well within his distance. And for the lead back to the Barnard Street end. I called it difficult to kick from this end earlier.
Oh, who's coming off here?
Where it might have been Maxted as...
Joel Brett? Or no, Burke, is it?
Just have a look. Yeah, it's Jaden Burke for the Dogs.
Yep.
That'll be handy for the Dragons. But Andy Collins, he's a professional. He should kick this goal. It's difficult kicking to the Barnard Street, but he doesn't muck it up at all. Kicked it straight through the middle for his second, and the lead is back with the Dragons. It is now 8-7-55 to 7-9-51. Footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, Sandhurst caught Golden Square napping there. A quick kick out from fullback straight through the centre, and Stagg lowered his eyes going forward to find Andy Collins, who's starting to become a focal point up forward for Sandhurst.
Ball back in the middle. Dragons hit back. Coast to coast footy. Ball in the middle. Hoskin got the tap back out the ball towards a Stagg around the corner. It was Walsh, banged it through. Ball over the head of Paul Pratt. Dogs got numbers there with Dugood. 1-2, big handball inside. Can he hit the target? Can 40 step through? Cackle, beat 2. Check side around the corner. Oh, hit the top of the post for a minor score. 8-8-56. The Dragons lead the Dogs 7-10-52.
Wow. Geez, that looked good off the boot, didn't it? They were celebrating.
Check side.
Thrum. He now plays on from fullback. Passes into the back pocket. Hit Coe. Coe now. He'll kick it long, looking for Jack Geary, but it's spilled ball. Compston, he laboured after that football, was good enough to tap it in the direction of Threlfel. Still along the boundary line. Hickman might stand over. He does. In fact, it's Monty for the Dogs on the outer side wing. And we'll have a ball in. Outer side, up, Hoskin goes in the ruck, taps it towards the boundary line, over it goes again. another ball in. Outer side wing, 4-point margin. Sandhurst lead, 5 minutes gone. Last term, footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Hosking, Compton. Hosking wins the tap down. They go forward now. The Dragons over the top. Paul Pratt. Kick up and under. Can someone take the mark? Right. Got hands to it, but it's been turned over. The Dragons, the Dogs. Now they chip it forward. Kick it towards centre wing. Bass going with the flight of the ball. Takes the mark. And he will go back and play on. He does. He goes over the top. Gives it to Dogood. Oh, Morecambe out by himself. Takes a bounce. Gets towards and kicks it inside forward 50 and hits up the lead of Barrett, who will go back and have a shot on goal. Barrett for the Dogs. Will kick from about 49 metres, Norm.
He'll want to kick this because he had two players, including young Jack Stewart, free inside the forward 50.
He comes in. He crosses the arc of 50, 49 metres out. That looks good! And he's put it through! Barrett gets his second of the afternoon. And he gets the 8th goal for the Dogs. They go to 8-10, 58. They take the lead, 8-56, the Dragons. Here at the QEO in the grand final. We've played just on 6.5 minutes in this final quarter of BFL grand final footy.
Yes, there's been a lot of gut running from both sides today. We're now into the last stanza of the last game of 2023. Who's going to blink first? Who's going to run out of petrol? Who's going to keep going?
Conforti's in the middle now. He's been up forward. Let's see what happens here. Compton wins the tap, but it'll be Walsh that swoops on it for the Dragons. Gives it by hand to McLean. They'll go forward inside 50. Now it's to the back of the pack. Dogs are under pressure. Lee Coughlin's in the area. Ball comes off the hands of Pax, spills towards the boundary line. 30 out from the Dragons' goal. In the pocket, over the boundary line it goes, and we'll have a ball in. The Dogs, golden square by 2 points, 7.5 minutes. Final term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Well, deep into attack. Two ruckmen set themselves again. Compton up against the big man in Hosking. No one gets the tap down. Ball at ground level. Who can get their hands on it? McLean got tackled, didn't have it. Geary drummed in for the Dogs. Got tackled by Nick Stagg. Held up, and it will be a ball up deep into attack for the Dragons, still inside their arc of forward 50. Umpire throws it in the air. Hoskin gets the tap away, only as far as Thrum. He got the ball out. It ended up in the hands of the Dragons and McLean. He couldn't get it out. Ball eventually held up, and the umpire said, no, give it to me and I'll ball it up again. Deep.
Sorry, mate.
Deep into attack. Johnny.
Up they go in the ruck. It'll be Hosking. Hosking taps it towards the boundary line. A lot of players around the footy. Sandhurst is screaming for a free kick and they won't get it. And umpire Baxter said, I'm going to ball it up. Sandhurst looking to take back the lead here. They attack. Umpire Baxter throws it in the air. Hosking taps it goalward. Good work. Hurried kick out of the pack. It was ambitious at least for the Dragons. Didn't get one on the board, but did it score? It did. Minor score. So we're all tightened up. 1 point margin. Golden Square lead. 58-57. 9 minutes gone. Final term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Thrum, fullback. Goes to the outer side. Looking for Barrett. Up over the top was rough. Couldn't get hands on it. Ball at ground level. Stacks on the mill. And eventually the umpire says, no, give it to me and I'll ball it up. Still on half forward for the Dragons. They trail by 2 points, or a point at the moment. Ball thrown in the end. Hoskin gets the big tap away. Bouncing ball, Conforti. Tried to get a kick through the pack. Came back to him. Banged it on the boot. Put it deep inside, but it's going to float across the face. Over the line, out of bounds on the full free kick to the Dogs. Last line of defence.
Yeah, Sam Conforti's continuing his good work of the third quarter into this last quarter and giving Sandhurst plenty of drive.
Hickman of the Dogs with the football. Hard up against the defensive point post. Now he decides to run. He'll send it down the broadcast side wing. Grandstand, chock-a-block full of people. Curno's there, big fist for the Dragons. Fists it forward, but Jack Geary, he collected the footy for the Dogs. Kicks it from the half back to half forward. Now here's the Dogs with a chance. Nelly, who's been quiet, will swoop on for it. Barrett kicks it forward. Barrett's got the prime position. He runs toward goal. Nelly did well. It's a goal by Morecambe. Touched on the line. Morecambe's claiming it. He probably just missed out. Well, in fact, the goal umpire was right there and called it correctly. 2-point margin now, 59-57. Dogs lead, 10 minutes gone, final turn.
Ball comes back in. Ireland the target. Takes the mark. Front on contact. It's going to be a free kick or a mark. Liam Ireland for the Dragons. Right on the arc of 50. He's got Nelly back. He'll go back there for the switch across to the outer side. Nelly will just stroll away from his defensive fullback position. He goes long down the line, looking for Connick. Bouncing ball didn't get to him. The Dogs are going to come back inside forward 50. Toma takes the mark on about 45 metres out. Into attack. The Dogs. He'll go back and have a shot on goal. Tommy Toma to get the margin out to an 8-point ball game at the 11th-minute mark of this final quarter. He crosses the arc of 50. He runs. It's up and under. It's not going to make the distance. Big pack forms. Who can take the mark? No one can. Ball at ground level. Running in was Barrett. He couldn't get it there. Brett was there as well. Eventually it didn't go back out. Ball back towards the top of the square. Big tackle on play. Umpire crosses the arms and says, give it to me. I'll ball it up 20 metres out from the Dogs' goal.
Yeah, good work by young Freckleton then running along the boundary line. He was able to keep the ball in and keep it in play and keep Golden Square with a chance. Umpire
Vittoriti throws it up in the air. Freckleton jumped too early there for the Dogs. Barrett swooped on it and put it goalward. Bouncing footy! Oh, it turned at right angles! It was a wrong, and if you were into cricket analogies, it looked like it was never ever going to be a goal, and it turned at right angles. Shane Warne would have been proud of that. And he's put his side further ahead here, Golden Square. Now go to 9-11-65 to 8-9-57. And sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't, Norm. And that was one that came at the right time.
That was one you do get. And good work by Liam Barrett. But I go back to young Freckleton. Kept the ball inside the boundary line in that quarter, in that contest. Handballed it back into the centre of the ground. Golden Square were able to lock it up and then make the most of it.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. The Dogs take the lead. Both ruckmen up, punched away. Smith should be able to run on it. Connick was there, picked it up, but quickly tackled and held up for the Dragons. On the outer side, slightly half forward for the Dragons. Into attack. Ruckmen set themselves again. Both sides getting ready. The big punch away. Came off the pack. Quick kick inside forward 50. Diving mark. It's been paid.
Excellent effort.
And it's going to be
Daywicks.
It will be Daywicks who'll go back on that left boot from 35 metres out directly in front. Kenny put the Dragons back to a 2-point ball game.
Must kick it. Must kick it.
Has to kick it at the 13.5-minute mark of this final quarter. Daywicks crosses the arc of 50. He comes in. You'll know by the crowd. He does kick it and puts it back to a 2-point ball game. He gets his first of the afternoon. Archer Daywicks and the Dragons get their 9th. They go to 9-9-63. They trail the Dogs 9-11-65. Here at the 13.5, nearly 14-minute mark of this final quarter of BFL Grand Final.
And that came from the work of Hosking at the throw-up. He was able to use his body, take possession and get a quick kick forward. And it was Daywicks that was in position and took a great mark under difficult conditions.
What a pressure kick from a young player. Back in the middle now. Who is going to emerge? They all dive in. It's carnage. They're all diving in on the top of it. An umpire eventually blows his whistle just forward of centre for Golden Square. Let's do it all again. Reset. Might have a blood rule, have we? And might be Wilkinson that's coming off. He looks pretty dazed. He's not sure which direction to go. It's coming from, looks like from his nose. Umpire now balls it up. Hosking fumbled the footy, but showing support is James Coughlin. He's been quiet for 3 quarters. He started off pretty well, and he gets collared. Ping for holding the footy, and it's going to be a free kick to Golden Square.
It will be.
Yes, that's an interesting decision because he was making all the play for the football. Probably took 2 steps after he got hold of it and got tackled correctly.
Dogs go inside forward 50. Big pack forms. Who can take the mark? It's going to be a Dragon mark, and it's going to be Stagg, Nick, he'll go back. He'll find Curnow. He'll chip it out wide. And Connick can take the mark. He runs on. Curnow takes the handball received. He kicks it deep, and then they play on. They go inside forward 50. Good mark coming out was Thornton. Takes the mark on half forward. Turns, bangs it towards the top of the goal. Maxted was there. He couldn't take the mark. Ball coming through. Paul Pratt can't get a handle on it. Ball still coming there. Trelford went through. Got tackled. Brought to ground. Lee Coughlin picked it up. He had a teammate out wide. Toma was there. He gave the handball back. Geary picked it up. Under pressure. Stopped. Propped. Turned. Went back towards the boundary line. Ruff going back with the flight. Takes a good strong mark for the Dragons.
Too far from home. They trail by 2 points. Plays on quickly. He'll put it to the dangerous spot. Into the corridor. Deep inside forward 50. Wright had a piece of it but just couldn't collect now. A lot of players around the footy. Curnow is up forward as well. Good strong tackling. Vaz of the Dogs tied it up. And we'll have another stoppage. Dragons in attack. With Stagg at the bottom of that pack. Tried to make a path and couldn't. They trail by 2 points, the Dragons. They're in attack. Umpire Baxter throws it in the air. Hosking tapped it into the direction of Dave Wicks. Couldn't get a foot on it. It marginally moves forward closer to Sandhurst's goal, and we'll have another stoppage. And that distance is only about 25 metres directly in front. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Ruckman set themselves again. He throws it in the air. Neither Ruckman can get hold of it. Conforti tried to hit the pack with pace, couldn't get it. Good work by the defence. Trying to work hard, the Dogs. Tackled and brought to ground was Conforti. Eventually the umpire said, no, give it to me, and I'll ball it up again. Still 35 metres out from the Dragons' goal. Into attack. Hosking and Compston. Hosking this time hits it outside the pack. Deep into the forward pocket. Paul Pratt's there. The defence, though, good kick around the corner by the defence, standing underneath it. Ruff has to go back with the flight. Couldn't take the mark. Ball under pressure. Not getting it. No, the Dragons or the Dogs. Neither can get a handball on it. Now they do. They put it out. Morecambe dropped probably what he should have taken. Ball went back inside the pack. Now it's a heavy tackle. Brought to ground. Geary's there. It's going to be a free kick, is it?
Dogs, yes.
Free kick to the Dogs on half back. And it's going to go to... Geary's coming off, is he?
Yeah, I
it's
think
going to be Hickman.
Jack Geary would have taken the free kick, but he's going to stay on.
Hickman will take the free kick right on the arc or half back as McLean will stand the mark for the Dragons.
Long kick. Dogs in possession now, but it's coughed up. Maxted, a double fist from behind. It was ineffective, however. Monty swooped on it. He'll turn it over. A lot of mistakes going on here. Hosking upended a couple in the middle there. It's Murley who emerges for the Dogs. By hand, give it to Hartley. He kicked it, and it was a turnover straight to Ireland off halfback. They'll switch it across halfback. Mills of the Dragons to the outer side wing, to the back of the pack. Hartley swoops on it for the Dogs now. He's got Brett out. Brett dropped the mark he ordinarily would have taken. Sold some candy. Short pass inside forward 50. Do good. Oh, he's awkward. Couldn't collect it. Nelly did of the Dragons. Sends it beyond 50. And now they're going to be away through Mills, the Dragons.
Mills goes down the line. Big pack form. Got over the back, but it was cut off by the defence. Into Thrum. He kicked it out wide and just taking the mark and holding up on the outer side will be James for the Dogs. James looks inside, chips it in, finds Thrum, who's been very good. Got the head wrapped around to keep that blood in that he got earlier. Had to go off. He gets on that left boot. He sends it deep. Inside forward 50. Nelly got over the back. Hartley nearly ran onto it. Mills was there, diving on the ball. Held up. Going to be a throw up just outside the arc of 50 here into attack. On the outer side, in front of the scoreboard that reads Golden Square 9-11-65. They lead the Dragons 9-9-63. It is at the 19.5-minute mark of the final quarter.
Approaching time on Golden Square lead this grand final. They have the football. In fact, it's in dispute because it's going to be a ball up just outside 50. So it's Golden Square attacking underneath the scoreboard to the city end. Hosking of the Dragons taps it in the path of Walsh. Walsh, good strong tackling Dogs, causes a turnover. James, he turns it over. Mistakes are aplenty here. Murley emerges now, the Dogs, puts it on the left, and he coughed it up, gives it to James Coughlin, who kicks it long down the wing for the Dragons.
He goes to a one-on-one contest. Max there got held, but it's picked up by the Dogs again. They bang it inside forward 50. Big pack, got over the back. Now handball off, running on, bouncing, goes over the top, got Duguid in the square, and puts another one through for the Dogs. Duguid gets his first of the afternoon, and the Dogs get their 10th. They go to 10-11-71. They lead the Dragons 9-9-63 here in the final quarter of the BFL 2023 Grand Final at the 20.5-minute mark. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, that was a matter of who was going to blink first. There was mistakes from both sides. It was Golden Square that attacked. Joel Brett got the ball, dropped the mark, but kept his composure, and it was Ryan Hartley that tapped the ball over the back, and from then on it was easy for the Square.
Restart in the middle. 21 minutes have ticked over in this final term. It'll be Sandhurst who will win it. Wharton, handballs in the direction of Walsh. They're sharing it nicely through Smith, over the top, Wright getting involved, gets it on to Andy Collins, who misses. In fact, missed everything.
Except the point post.
Hit it, and it is no score. 71 playing 63. Dogs
Pressure.
lead 21.
Grand final pressure, Johnny. Grand final pressure. That's what happens. Had plenty of time. Thrum holds the ball in the air to give the signal. Obviously a set play. Will go long. Down the grandstand side wing. Curnow up over behind. Takes a good strong mark. And will take it and send it back inside for the Dragons. He looks inside forward 50. Low, hard kick, bouncing ball. Who's going to be first there? Plenty of players picking it up and getting forced over the line. Day Wicks, Thrum just helping him through there. It'll be a fall in the South Bendigo social room pocket here at the 22-minute mark of the final quarter. 10-11-71 the Dogs, 9-9-63 the Dragons. It's deep into attack. They need a quick one now.
Deep in the forward zone. Hosking uses his body. Hurry kick by Threlfall. He didn't look for the Dog. Kicked it there to Wharton. Kicks it long.
Oh! Absolute screamer, Day Wicks.
Who do you think has marked it a la last week? Second screamer in a row. Kicks it long. The kick came in from Coughlin, who's been pretty quiet apart from the first term. And this young gun will probably get drafted, but this is the most important kick of the afternoon. Let's see what he does for the footy. Pretty tight angle. It's wide and
stayed narrow.
Minor score. Still plenty of time. 23 minutes gone. 64 Sandhurst, trailing 71. So it's a goal and a bit. 7-point margin. Footy Fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Ball brought back in now. Thrum bangs it on the boot, gets it out of the defence as far as he can. Good work, Morecambe. Jumped over the top, banged it off the pack, put it over the line, and just trying to defend and hold up now. The Dogs, they see it at the 23-minute mark here of the final quarter. Throw in on grandstand side in front of the big crowd here at the QEO. VFL Grand Final Day. Hoskin, tap, front of the pack. Ball coming through, good work. Walsh breaks out for the Dragons, has to look down low, got the ball off, gave it to Wharton, kicked it inside forward 50, bouncing ball. Who can get on the end of it? Ball bounces back neither side, punching it out of bounds.
Deliberate.
Could be, is it?
Yes.
It's going to be a deliberate out of bounds. Good umpire Goodridge said no, you can't do that from about 15 metres away from the boundary line. He punched it out of bounds and put it deep in the pocket. And the man who'll take the free kick is Daywick, who just took the screamer. He comes in, he steps around on the right boot, bangs it. Through for another behind. 9-11-65. The Dragons trail the Dogs 10-11-71. It is a 6-point ball game. Can we get a draw? Who will let us know shortly?
4 minutes remaining in this final term here. The kick came out to Threlfall of the Dogs. They'll move it. They're still in the back zone. Short pass over the top. Threlfall was made to work. Still deep in the defensive, just outside defensive 50. Hard up against the boundary line. He's at the Barnard Street end, in front of the club rooms. Threlfall now. He'll go long. He'll kick it to the wing. Kicks it to a sea of players. Wright is at the back for Sandhurst. He collects it. Tries to give it up to McLean by hand. He can't get out. And umpire Baxter will have to ball it up. With a 6-point margin. Dogs lead. 3.5 minutes gone remaining in this final term.
Ball off the pack. Dogs got the numbers. Thrummed a little chip over the top. Can't hit the target. And Barrett was that target, but bounced O-line out of bounds on the outer side. 25 and a half gone. Final quarter. A 6-point ball game. The Dogs lead slightly between half forward and the wing. Ball off the pack. Walsh tries to run onto it. Hartley was there for the Dogs. Ball pobbled out. Dragons got the numbers. Can they get it away? Good work though by Monty. Ball came off the pack, picked up by Collins. Collins for the Dragons, goes inside forward 50. Coming out and taking a mark! Day Wicks again. He chips it on. No, played on. Ball thrown off the pack. Turnover. Dragons. Dogs. Who can get it? Ball in amongst a heap of players. Stacks on the mill. Umpire says give it to me and I'll ball it up 40 metres out directly in front from the Dragons' goal. What was he thinking?
Why would you?
Yeah, it's a costly error at this stage in the game, and Lee Coughlin just came off and shaking his head.
48 metres out from goal. Hartley wins it for the Dogs. Slams it on his boot. There's no one forward of 50 for the Dogs. Nelly, important contest. He did well. He gets tackled. Good, strong tackling, Dogs. Oh, it's on the outer side. You got to love it. And they're going to get a free kick here, the Dogs.
Yeah, tackle.
Has their opportunity been missed now? Barrett, short pass, and will slow things down to Strosh.
Strosh goes out wide. Had Trelfall from behind. They'll go inside forward 50. The Dogs. It goes back over the back of the pack. Ireland was there. And Lockie Wright was there. They bang it on the boot. They put it outside their defensive 50. They got the numbers though. Maxted picked it up. He gave it to Stagg. Stagg went on the boot. Put it to the pack. Who can get the ball? Collins was there. Ball went to ground. Thornton there trying to dive in. Geary was there. Plenty of numbers around the ball. Eventually the umpire said, give it to me and I'll ball it up on half forward for the Dragons. 27 and a half gone. A 6-point ball game. 2 minutes to go, I think. Ball bounced off the pack. Who can get it forward? Can 40? Is there going to be a free kick?
Murley did very well.
Yeah, it's a very good tackle. Conforti was out then. Murley confronted him, front on, took him to ground and won the free kick.
I just can't get over Day Wicks. Why would you play on? Murley did well, passes it laterally to Hartley of the Dogs. Defensive side of the centre circle. Are they going into shutdown here?
Yep.
Yes, they are. Sandhurst have got a man up here. They've got to get this ball back. They need 2. 1 goal will draw it and we'll have extra time.
He went for Threlfall, who was in his defensive 50. Oh, it's a poor kick. It's a turnover. Andy Collins on the end of the one. Gives it to Conforti. He goes goalward. It's Bear Thornton in the area and it just tumbles. Bear Thornton tries to keep it in and 2 metres out from goal. Could have been a handy point. It wasn't. We'll have a ball in. 6-point margin. Deep in attack, Sandhurst. Almost a minute remaining. Final term.
Ruckman set themselves again. Umpire just holding it, waiting for the Ruckman to get there. Collins up against Cromston, is it? Curnow there with Coe. Collins gets the knockdown. Ball coming through the pack. Oh, good tackle. Brought to ground. Thrum, is it? No, it is Toma. And he will get up off the ground and give it back to the umpire. Still inside the arc of 50. Hosking there this time. Big punch outside the pack. Who can get onto it? Walsh was there. Got the handball away. Knocked out of the pack. Coming in and under. No one can get hold of it. Umpire eventually holds the ball up. And it will be a ball up. It must be a goal here. They have to get the goal. It wouldn't be any more than a minute left. Less than a minute, I would say, Johnny.
Yeah, as Hosking wins the tap, who will emerge with the footy? Golden Square are desperate. Tied up, stoppage. Deep in the forward zone for Sandhurst. Probably a 45-degree angle from goal. On the outer side, in the pocket, big crowd. Umpire Goodridge. Good tap by Hoskin. Tries to give it to a dangerous area. Stoppage, and we'll do it all again, Brian.
Well, deep into attack. Less than, I reckon, it'll be 30 seconds to go. Ball up the pack. comes out, no one's going to get it away. Ball at ground level, picked it up, but it's going to be the Dogs. They defend wide, but it's coming back. They need to get it inside forward 50. They need a mark. Someone needs to take the grab. No one can take it. Ball at ground level. It's going to be a high tackle,
high contact.
And it's going to be Jack Geary, and that will be, I reckon, about it, I think. Jack Geary will take it deep into the defence for the Dogs. 6-point lead he has in front of the masses of crowds on the outer side. He goes long, puts it to half forward. Big pack, big fly. No one can take it. Merely front and square. Kick around the corner. There's the siren. The Dogs win the grand final in 2023. They are the premiers in BFL football. They have just got over the line by 6 points. It was a massive game. 10-11-71. The Dogs, they defeat the Dragons 9-11-65 in what was an epic grand final here at the QEO. And the Dogs, well, they take the close a little bit closer. They were 6-4 down or 6-3 down. They get it back to 6-4. And what a win and what a grand final played here at the home of country footy, Johnny Hunter.
Oh, what a feeling it is for the winners, Golden Square. Absolutely, they maintained the rage. They were under pressure. A mistake by a young player in the forward zone, Day Wicks. He'll rue the chance that he had. He marked the footy 40 metres out, probably at best. It might have even been a bit closer. Norm Jenkins directly in front, and for some reason decided to play on.
Yes, it was a poor decision to make at that time of the day, because even if he had kicked a goal, it could have been extra time. If he had missed, they still had plenty of time left to keep that ball in their forward 50 and maybe have another shot at goal. So it wasn't to be. Golden Square, to their credit, they kept the ball in tight. They didn't let it get out, and they made the most of the opportunities they got when they got them early in the quarter. It was Liam Barrett. 3 goals in that last quarter certainly set Golden Square alight to start the quarter, and to their credit, excellent effort for Golden Square, but both sides. Excellent effort for both sides. They gave it their all. The pressure was good all day. There was good skills. The players, they played it in great spirits too. It was umpired well throughout the day, and a credit to both Sandhurst and Golden Square. And Golden Square premiers. Sandhurst will be a little bit disappointed, but I thought they put up a great performance all day.
Yeah, look, it was a massive effort. The Dragons won't be, well, they'll be disappointed, I know that, and it's always hard to win a grand final. It's always hard to be on the losing end, but when they sit down and analyse what they've had for season 2023, they'll be probably thinking that what they've done is a massive achievement, and they'll be obviously looking forward to season 2024. So look, it's disappointing for them, but the Dogs sat second for nearly all the season. It was an epic second semi-final. They were able to get over the line, get themselves into a grand final. The Dragons had to come through the Prim final. They were able to do that. At half-time, you probably could have said that it was normally it was probably going to be an easy win to the Dogs. They were sort of looking like they were running all over the top of them, but they were eventually able to get up and about and make sure that they got a real tough game out of this one, and were able to just fall short. The Dogs, in their defence, they were absolutely sensational. They worked hard. Their tackling from both sides, their tackling was absolutely great, and it was a great working effort from both sides. And well done to the Dogs to come out on top and be the premiers of 2023.
Boy, oh boy, what a final. And, if it had been Sandhurst that won, I'm sure we would have been saying the what ifs for Golden Square as well, because it was that type of game, Norm.
Oh, it was, and both sides deserved to win. We knew there was only going to be
one goal into Golden Square in senior football. A big thank you to all those people who've come to the QEO today, and of course to the major partner of the Bendigo Football Netball League, the Bendigo Bank, for their continued support throughout season 2023. Our umpires are a massive part of Grand Final Day, and FNL Board Chair Carol McKinstry will present our Grand Final umpires with their medals for this 2023 Senior Grand Final.
Well done there, Brian, with Christian Carter. A proud coach, Norm, as he would be.
Yes, an excellent effort by Christian Carter. He's got this side together over the last couple of...
Boundary umpires Thomas Seipol, George Zanides, Matt Sexton and James Brown. Two goal umpires, Paul Martin and Darryl Hamilton. And our emergency umpire in Grand Final, David Carter. Each year in the Senior Football Grand Final, there are two medals awarded for the best two players on the ground as adjudged by the commentary team from Bendigo's Fresh FM. The Nolden Medal and the WorkSafe AFL Victorian Medal are given to the best two players on the ground in the Senior Grand Final each year. Great to have Kieran Nolder with us to present the Nolder Medal for the player adjudged best on
Brian's
ground
continuing to grab, I reckon he'll get all of them, Norm.
Yes, well, let's hope he does. It's great to hear how all the boys are feeling at the end of the grand final. You look at the inside 50s in the last quarter. There was 9 for Golden Square early in the quarter. They kicked 4-2. There was only 14 to Sandhurst, but it seemed as though Sandhurst were able to keep the ball in their forward 50 for a long time when they got it in there, and they kicked 2-4. So 6 scoring shots each in the last quarter out of 23 entries. So they made the most of it when they got in there, but Sandhurst not quite enough.
Now, our MC for the ceremony will be Joel Peterson. They're just talking about umpires and so forth. We will try to take the cross through our mic up in the stand as Brian continues to walk amongst the players. Tommy Tomer.
Second best appeal, as adjudged by the Fresh FM commentary team, receives the AFL Victoria Medal. And in 2023, that's awarded to, from the Sandhurst Dragons, number 5, Noah Walsh.
If you want to listen, you can.
A terrific season for the dashing Sandhurst halfback flanker. Rewarded with a medal. I'll ask the Sandhurst co-coaches, or at least one of them, to come up and say a few words. A terrific season for the Dragons.
Yes, we've just heard from Tommy Tomer. He was one of the better Golden Square players in defence today, along with Jack Geary. They held that defence together, and they held Sandhurst out. And as we keep hearing, what an epic grand final it was. Both teams gave their all. They never let the ball out, because when the opposition did get it out and get it running, and they found space, they looked very dangerous. And to Golden Square's credit, it was their start of the last quarter that got them that 6-point lead.
Now let me run through some scores from earlier in the day, in particular the A-grade netball, which has finished with Gisborne up by 1 goal. And Gisborne they shot the last 5 goals to win the game, Norm.
That's an excellent effort by the Gisborne side, and we know they never say die, and especially down at Gardner Reserve, very low scoring games down there most of the year because they just bottle the ball up.
Go ahead, Brian.
Absolutely hurts. Not the result you wanted, but I'm really proud of each and every one of you, so thanks, guys. Thanks very much to Brian. A terrific season from the Sandhurst Dragons. And no doubt that they'll be back in years to come. FNL Board Chair Cameron McKinstry will assist in presenting our grand final medals next. We've also got Golden Square junior footballers here as well. So what we'll ask the players to do is to come up the stairs beneath here, grab a footy and a hat, present that to the junior player, and then you'll receive your grand final medal. The Golden Square Premiership side for 2023. Number 1, Jake Brum. Number 3, Harry Burke.
So we have got presentations going on in the background as well as Brian grabbing some players. So I'll just grab Joel, and then Brian can come over the top if he's got any more players. So we can hear Joel Peterson doing the presentation at the moment.
Number 6, Braden Bags.
Yes, it's a nice thing. Got that first goal of the game for Golden Square, and took a couple of telling marks up forward, especially in the second half.
Number 7, Jack Hickman.
Called him a number of times more than 2 throughout the court.
Yes, Jack Hickman, he got on his bike on numerous occasions, and it was him and Ricky Monty that were teaming up well together and causing the Sandhurst defence a little bit of trouble.
Braden Burke, we were concerned that he had an injury coming off late in the game. It might have had an effect on the result, but didn't. And by the way, listening, Billy Hewitt, who's called a bit of footy with us, is in Orlando, so we're reaching to the other side of the
Number 12, Ricky Monty.
Ready for the next golf competition over there, I gather, John.
Yes, absolutely, it would be. I'm surprised he listens to the little people anymore, but God bless him.
Oh, no, he always remembers the little people, where it all started for him, and
Number 14, Liam Dougall.
it's good that he's able to follow the golf circuit around with Lucas Herbert.
Yeah, now Dougall, wasn't he good? Kicked an important goal in the end.
He did, and a couple of nice tackles and smothers too throughout the game.
Number 15, Joel Brett.
Oh, what a player.
Yes, he works hard. He'll work from that forward pocket. He'll work up to the back flank. He'll come back again. Didn't get as much of the football today as he has in recent matches throughout the year, but certainly got a couple of telling touches there late in that last quarter.
Almost took an absolute screamer, Hamish Morgan on the wing. And I reckon in that dying 5 or so seconds, he launched himself on the outer side wing as well, which is his last hurrah in the Bendigo Footy League.
Yes, that's right. Of course, off to Huntley next year. Was very good, Hamish Morecambe, one of the elder statesmen, and used his experience throughout the day.
Jack Stewart, one of the good players, the younger players for Golden Square as well throughout the season.
He was. He certainly come ahead in leaps and bounds.
Number 18, the defensive general, John Coe.
Yeah, another excellent game by John Coe today. He had the Sandhurst tools rotating through him all day, and he never put a foot wrong. He was always there, whether it be a hand in for a punch away in a marking contest, or whether it was a tackle in when the ball was on the out.
Hugh Freckleton, good game player again, had his moments.
He did, yes. Especially in that last quarter, a couple of times early on, he got a good mark and a good handball away.
Got Shelton relatively quiet compared to, he had a really good second semi-final, and well, he's a premiership player.
Number 21, Ryan Hartley.
Yes, has been part of the successful Golden Square engine room all year, and once again today he put his body on the line, and as I've said for a number of weeks now, he's probably one of their best disposals of the football into their forward line. Liam Barrett, he had a very good first half and then an excellent last quarter where he was able to kick 3 goals. He helped set goals up in the first half and he reaped the benefits in the last quarter.
Brody James relatively quiet again today though compared to other games.
Yes, got a number of touches at times, but he wasn't outstanding. Whereas Jack Trelfall, he ran up and down the wing, whether it be the grandstand side or the swimming pool side all day. He ran up and down, back helping his defence, forward trying to set up attacks.
Tommy Toma. Well, he's come back to Golden Square and he certainly had an influence in the grand final this afternoon.
Number 36, Matt Compston.
Yes, a great game from Matty Compston today. He didn't let Hamish Hoskin muscle him around like Hamish has in other matches they've played. He stayed off him. He made sure he was having a running jump at the contest, and I believe probably broke even with Hamish Hoskin on the day.
Dave Murley, he had moments too in this game. I'm a big fan of the way he goes about his footy. He was tough and hard at the footy.
Great tackle in that last quarter there when things were tough and it looked as though Sandhurst might have been able to break clear. He was a front-on tackle out here to hold Sandhurst up.
Very, very best. Number 9, Jack Geary.
Very first dance he got involved in.
He did, he got involved. It's great to see that he's able to go down back, and that'll increase his time in the Bendigo Football League by 3 or 4 years, being able to play down there and get a rest every now and again and not have to be relied on through the midfield.
Oh so well, Christian Carter.
Christian Carter named as coach of the year in our team of the year. Would have been very disappointed from last year, and it's redemption now.
Oh, it is redemption for them. It's what they've played for all year. You talk to Golden Square players, Golden Square supporters, and this is what they've been waiting for all year. They've felt for the second half of the year in particular that they would be able to have Sandhurst measure on grand final day.
Now Joel Peterson, the MC for this afternoon, is just going through all...
Firstly, thanks to the league. Put on a fantastic show. I think it was a great showcase of Bendigo football, played at a very high standard. So, to the umpires, thanks for officiating. Fantastic effort today. To Ash and Bryce, bad luck, but you're a fantastic side. I thought we were out. I thought we were done. You're as competitive as they come. There's a reason you're on top for the whole year. I thought you really made us earn it. So you can hold your heads high because you competed as well, really well. Thank you. And to our boys, what a special team. We were down and out, had to crack in, had to fight, really made you earn it, but you should show some dribblers. I'm very proud of you, and let's enjoy it. Thank you.
Premiership player himself, Norm.
Thanks very much, Christian, and congratulations. Well, our A-grade netball premiers, Gisborne were premiers in 2013. In the same year, that was the last year that Golden Square tasted the ultimate success in Bendigo football. The FNL board chair, Carol McKinstry, present the 2023 Premiership Cup to Christian Carter, Jack Geary, and Golden Square.
Support, a big supporter base for the Golden Square Football Netball Club, and they've certainly seen the best from their side today.
That concludes our oral presentations, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your company today. Another tremendous FNL Grand Final day. And please travel home safely.
Thank you to Joel Burson, who did a fantastic job in seeing, and also did, of course, call the under-18s a little bit earlier today.
Yes, and then he had a big day because he then went over and he called the A-grade netball on the live stream. So it's been an excellent effort from Joel, and we know his dedication and commitment to, number one, the Fresh and the Bendigo Football Netball League.